All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Oh boy. Let me go to this thing right here. Put this on mute. There we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of TNT Photon HQ with your host, the magnificent Mika. Kenny's out right now. He's not feeling too good. I think he met up with another ninja, and kind of like this guy. They were equally matched. So, but Kenny killed him though. Kenny killed him. He killed him, but
but he suffered some injuries along
they
the
were
way.
equally matched, so he's a little bit out of commission for right now. So, I mean, he won't be here, but we still got the wonderful and lovely Mika on the wheels of steel that be hammering through, making the good music come through. And you definitely got to check out her Instagram, follow her on Facebook. That's if she give you her information. And
if I give you my information.
We got some
all right.
We got some good topics today. We got some topics that we're going to run down for you guys today. We're going to talk about Bret Hart getting attacked, dead body found at Disney. What else? We're going to talk about the Nipsey Hussle incident. I mean, like, that's inevitable. I mean, like, to talk about that and our opinions on what we think or what we feel the situation is. Cowboy Bebop, I'm going to give you the Shazam review. I'm also going to do the Pet Sematary review. I might do Us for you guys. I'm not sure. I might do Us.
You saw Us?
Yeah, I saw Us.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to talk about that too, because I'm gonna
that movie. Us. We're gonna talk about Savage Avengers, some other stuff. Typical stuff that we talk on the the Joaquin Phoenix trailer where he plays the Joker. So we got a nice show in store for you guys. So I'm gonna let Mika take it from here. You guys, I'm going to post up the social media, and I will be back in a second. Well, I'm still here. I'm just posting up the social media. You guys, take it away, Mika. Handle.
Okay, so first and foremost, I want to get into the passing of Nipsey Hussle. It happened during the airing of last week's show, and we just found out about it last minute, but it's quite unfortunate that it happened. Nipsey Hussle, who was known for his songs Killer with Drake and Upside Down with Snoop, and he was murdered in front of his clothing store in LA last week. The killer by the name of Eric Holder, he's been apprehended, but there was some bullshit that followed afterwards. One of them involves Kodak Black. Now, Kodak Black is under fire with.
No. Don't just go after Kodak Black. Talk about the conspiracy shit that they was talking about and all that other shit.
Oh, the conspiracy, because he was talking about, like Dr. Sebi. He was doing a documentary with Dr. Sebi, which is really true. He was doing that. And he was also involved with the STEM program. He wanted to do a STEM program for the kids in his neighborhood, because he felt like there's Black people in our neighborhood that's smart as shit as well. So he started a STEM program. He launched a co-working space for people, like something like WeWork over here. He was looking to make more real estate investments. He was about to partner with DJ Khaled and his business partner Dave Gross, and he was also an advocate for ownership and entrepreneurship in the music industry. So he partnered with Atlantic with a lot of things as well. But the conspiracy was he was coming out with a documentary with Dr. Sebi, and the government wasn't having that, and blah 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 blah. And
he killed him because it was a Black man trying to make money when he was doing illegal.
Oh, the Hand is here.
Hey, what's up, the Hand? Where you been at, man? We miss you, bro.
Miss you too, bro. They killed my brother because they're afraid of an intelligent hoodlum.
Nah, that wasn't why he got killed. That is not why he got killed.
Nah, it was just a bunch of jealous nigga shit.
He was too smart. White people didn't like the fact that Black man had sense, and he was making money and doing shit.
I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. Continue, Mika, and I'm gonna tell you why. Let Mika finish, and then we're both gonna go into our reasons, especially.
Real talk, I'm fucking with you. I'm just joking. I feel that on some dumb shit, somebody got upset about something mediocre, as usual. Some belligerent ass ran up on him, and shot him because he's too pussy to find about his ass.
It was a whole bunch of jealous nigga shit. That's all it was.
Exactly. Believe me when I tell you.
You know, like they didn't like to see young brother on the come up, especially when he's doing something for his community.
And he's doing something positive, and they want to come up with some thug shit. He's like, nah, fuck that nigga, I'm too thug for you.
Yeah,
niggas, I'm not a thug nigga, I'm a dog.
Essentially, how this goes is how it always goes in the hood. Because see, I grew up in the neighborhood. Mika's grown up in neighborhoods and such, as well as yourself, Han. And this right here is not foreign to us. This is a wash, rinse, repeat formula that goes on all the time with people in the hood. One, that was a situation where it wasn't no conspiracy or anything like that. That was a simple situation where two dudes was beefing. One got in his feelings and shot the other one, plain and simple. Yep. Because a conspiracy, if the government was doing a hit, if Big Pharma was doing a hit and shit like that, it wouldn't have been like that. A hit is something like that just happens. It's not no shit where a person is arguing. They shoot him in the head. He comes back, shoots him in the head some more, and then kicks him. No, that's a beef. That's two motherfuckers beefing on the street and shit.
Yeah, so the thing is that he got shot 5 times in the chest and 1 time in the head.
Exactly. So if you watch the video, you'll see how this shit unfolded. It was typical, honestly, it was typical hood nigga shit. Plain and simple. It was typical hood nigga shit. And it's sad. It's sad that gentlemen like Nipsey Hussle, so on and so forth, always has to be the victim or take the brunt of these heinous crimes. Because I mean, you know, I'm trying to keep my brother out of this, because my brother was kind of like a situation where something like this happened, you know. Mm-hmm. But see, Nipsey Hussle's biggest flaw was trying to help the hood in the hood. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Plain and simple. There was no big, excuse me. That's that Chinese food. Damn, I shouldn't eat that shit. There was no big pharma involved. There was no government conspiracy involved. That was typical shit. That was typical nigga shit. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I don't want to hear about no conspiracies. Honestly, when I first heard this story, it was the first thing that came to mind. It wasn't conspiracy. Somebody shot him, and because he was no. First thing that came to mind was typical hood shit.
That was the whole thing on Facebook. Like, oh, he was coming out with a Dr. Sebi documentary, and people didn't like that. People didn't want that. The government wanted to shut him down. Like,
it wasn't no government. The government ain't had shit to do with that. Watch the video. And even people, and the thing about it, you know deep down, if even his relatives or one of his relatives or his close friends or whatever felt as though it was a situation where the government and this, that, they would have opened their mouths, especially in today's climate. They'd be like, no. My son, my boyfriend, my husband, my friend, he was executed for what? No, nobody said shit because niggas knew exactly what the fuck it was. To me, that was nothing but black people and ignorant pro-black motherfuckers and niggas trying to cover over their fucking native behavior that they do in the fucking hood. Plain and simple. I already seen this shit so many fucking times. I had friends die from it. I had relatives die from it. All that shit. They not die, but get killed.
The ignorant pro-black ones, like we call them the hoteps.
Over here, he was coming out with dad and this, that, and the other, and he was doing it. If the government feels as though you're a big fucking threat, or if his so-called big pharma feels as though you're a threat, they'd have snuffed his ass out a long time ago. It wouldn't even went to the point to where like they're saying like, oh, and he got this, he doing it. They would have just stopped him. That was typical ignorant, black, jealous, envious niggas doing shit to each other and to black people.
I agree with you. It's the thing though, like he was coming out with the documentary because after like Nipsey's death, like Nick Cannon's going to carry on the documentary.
That had to do with the dude.
But yeah, I was about to say that like it has absolutely nothing to do with his death.
That don't have shit to do. That's just like saying yeah, I just fucked my cousin, but I should be driving to work tomorrow. Like what the fuck?
It's totally irrelevant.
It has nothing to do with it. It's totally irrelevant to the subject at hand. That's what I'm saying, man. We make excuses for every fucking thing, man. We knew exact motherfuckers that's not living in this fucking fucking delusional ass fucking pro-black world where they feel as though black people doing this, black people doing that, we building this, we building that, we making this. No, we're not. No, we're not. Maybe back in the 70s,
we're not
maybe
taking the
back in
initiative.
the 70s and 80s and mid-90s, we was doing something. Right now, we ain't doing shit. You got a small handful of black people that's trying to do something. The rest of us is just existing.
Right.
And killing each other.
Right.
And another thing, I don't feel as though, like, you know, because like, you know, the next thing, no, but go ahead, finish. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, because you're about to preach in a minute.
Yeah, I am.
But on even though his death is unfortunate, on a positive note, the Bloods and Crips called the truce, and they're now working on a peace treaty because of his death. Ain't that something? And it's the first ceasefire since 1992, since the Rodney King trial happened. So it looked like this man has really impacted the community really, really hard for them to do something like that.
You know what? I think I'm gonna save my opinions for a more adult themed show because I don't know, man. It's just so much that I want to speak on when it comes to the black community. And you know how liberal or how vocal I am on Facebook and on my social media
I know
about that black community shit. First off, we don't have no community. We don't have a community. We live in neighborhoods with each other. That's it. We don't have a community. We don't supply. We don't provide. We don't build or own anything in our communities. All we do is consume. That's it. We consume and we just pretty much spin. That's it. We don't do nothing.
Consume, spin, and tear down.
Yeah, man. I could go on with this jump, but yeah, let's finish up on this Nipsey Hussle.
So his funeral will be held at the Staples Center. That's how many people. That's how many fans that he has.
I think he was a wonderful gentleman. He was a wonderful gentleman. He was very well, you know, he had a dream, but you have to understand, just like with Ice Cube, Jay-Z, and the rest of them, they had to leave the hood. That's the only way you can help the hood. You got to help. It's just like with certain relatives that I deal with. I can only help them from afar. I would never interact with them or be around them or anything like that because even though, do you know the ones that you help are usually the ones that turn on you due to jealousy and envy? You can't do that in the hood. It would have taken, honestly, it would have taken anything for somebody to kill Nipsey Hussle because of their jealousy.
My thing is, why now? Like, this shouldn't even have to happen.
What do you mean?
But you know, like, I'm pretty sure that, you know, like, Nipsey got into.
But what do you mean it didn't have to happen? No death that goes on in the hood really has to happen. That's what niggas do.
Right.
That's what niggas do. They kill each other. That's what we do. That's what niggas do. That's what niggas do to blacks. They kill them. They don't like do you have a difference of opinion of them? They kill you. You doing something? You listen. You making more money than them? They kill you. They think you got something they want.
Yep.
Kill you. You get killed for anything. Yep. You get killed for anything in black neighborhoods. Anything. Trust me. We're not these angelic people that's trying to strive and do this, that, and the other. Nah, man. Call that shit what the fuck it is, man. Motherfuckers be tearing shit up in these black neighborhoods. I mean, for you to say, and I understand where you're coming from, Mika, but you acting like you don't know what it is, man. You grew up in the hood. You know how these neighborhoods are. You know how people do. They make it, they uphold and perpetuate the wrong shit and make excuses for the fuck shit.
You're right. I'm not arguing with you.
No, but I'm just saying it's just sad, man. Right. Real sad. It's real sad. This shit right here is like, it just got me upset because instead of people really accepting and coming together, like, look, we got to stop this. We essentially, when this happened, everybody knew essentially what it was. That was another black person that killed him. You know, you follow what I'm saying?
Well, most people essentially knew what it was. The other ones was just grabbing on to.
They were in denial and trying to be and were delusional about the whole situation. I knew what it was. Right. When you sent me the message, what did I say? I told you exactly what it was. I don't want so many friends,
it was hood niggas,
friends and family members and shit like that to this shit to where like I already knew from the beginning what it was. Plain and simple. It wasn't no shot. It wasn't no doubt in my mind. No matter what wonderful achievements he was doing, when you in the hood, you pretty much at the same. You're pretty much at the same level as a street thug out there. You can get killed. You can get murdered. You can be like we're all victims. We're all possible victims in the hood. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
And he should have left. He should have left. When he started building up his empire, improving the community, he should have done it from afar. You know how many people I know that would just come and visit the old neighborhoods or places where I've lived at in the hood that just came to visit, got beat up, got fucked up, got killed, got robbed just for stopping through. So
that's a damn shame.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's very sad that this young man had to have his life snuffed, and he was a substantial black man or a substantial young man.
Yep.
Somebody that was trying.
He was a businessman.
And you know, I want to play this video, but every time I watch this video, it is heart-wrenching. It's horrible to see what happened to this man.
Yeah, his bodyguard, J Rock, he retired after the death. He retired from security after the death because he felt like he should have been there when it happened.
All right, so
so like he's feeling really, really guilty about it.
How can he feel guilty about it when he wasn't even? That's not him. He shouldn't be feel guilty for something somebody else has done.
No, but I get what you're saying. But he was just saying like, dang, like I should have been there. I should have been there to prevent that. Like
how could he have prevented?
He would have been alive if. I don't know.
If somebody,
I don't know, but
kill you, they will kill you. If somebody,
I guess because he was strapped as well. I guess because the bodyguard was strapped as well.
Still, who knows? But at the same token, I mean, I understand how he feels about the subject or whatever the case may be, but it's just ridiculous, man. I guess I'm so passionate about this situation in terms of my expression because I've seen this happen time and time again. Over and over again. Mm-hmm. That's why I speak how I do about the black so-called community. It's nonsense.
There is no community.
It's not. I don't know why we go around looking for validation from other people when we won't even validate ourselves, the people we live with, our neighbors. We won't even treat them like human beings. We don't act like human beings to each other.
Amen to that.
Man, you know, we got an article right here over here on TMZ. And it pretty much says it's pretty much going into the sad story of Nipsey Hussle right here. A man taken away from us far too early. All he was trying to do was make things happen. And yeah, a lot of his music, you got some individuals like, well, his music, such and such and such. But I mean, that still doesn't merit a person that's trying to do something right to get their life taken from them. Nipsey Hussle killer fired additional shots after rapper talked back. See? Nipsey Hussle's killer became further enraged when his first shot didn't finish off the rapper, and Nipsey talked back to him. Sources at the scene of Nipsey's murders tell us after Eric Holder allegedly shot Nipsey twice and the rapper fell to the ground, Nipsey raised his head and said something to the effect of, "You shot me. You got me. I'm good." We're told Holder, who had already started to walk away, turned around and walked back in Nipsey's direction when he realized the rapper was still alive. That's when Holder fired additional shots at Nipsey. Those bullets, eyewitnesses believe, that killed him. In the surveillance video, you clearly see Nipsey, who was wearing a white bandana, raise his head after the initial shots were fired. You can also see Holder approaching Nipsey while he lay on the ground, fire more shots, back off, fire again, and kick him before running into an alley. That, again, like I said before I started going all into this scenario of like conspiracy and this, that, and the other, I do my research. And this information was out there. If you went to Twitter, people were opening their mouths about this whole scenario. All you had to do is sit back. It says Holder was arrested in Los Angeles Tuesday and has since been charged with 1 count of murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, and 1 count of possession of a firearm by a felon. His bond is $5 million. An unidentified female who drove Holder away from the crime scene was questioned and released. As for Nipsey, yeah, exactly.
So you mean to tell me?
Exactly.
So wait a minute. So you mean to tell me she had no idea what the fuck was about to go down, and you was with the motherfucker?
Oh man!
Wow.
As for Nipsey's funeral, our sources say it will be taking place on Thursday at the Staples Center. In order to accommodate everyone who wants to attend, those close to the rapper were scoping out some of LA's biggest venues. Holder is scheduled to be back in court May 10th and remains in solitary out of fear he'll be killed by other inmates. Of course, I mean, like, you know.
You know what? I find this so motherfucking funny because they was all big and bad when like he was all big and bad when he shot Nipsey. Now he's inside prison and he's scared for his fucking life.
But that's how it always goes.
Man.
That's how it always go. That's how it always go. Always go. That's nothing new.
If he felt like that much, he shouldn't have fucking shot him.
But again, you see how the whole conspiracy aspect is not even on the table anymore.
No, I don't think it ever was.
It was on the table. That was the first thing blacks was hollering. Oh, he was doing STEM research. He was, they killed him. No, it was another nigga who killed him. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
No, but let me tell you the funny shit though, because some of the people was like, oh, like he was hired by the government.
Man, that ain't no government shit. That ain't no government shit. That is no government shit, man.
I'm like, what kind of craziness you fucking telling me?
It was good.
Nah, man.
No government shit. That was typical nigga shit happening in the fucking man, bruh. That was typical shit. That was typical shit. That was no fucking conspiracy or nothing like that. He wasn't hired by the government. If you hired by the government as a fucking hitman, you ain't doing shit broad daylight. You ain't shooting a motherfucker with no mask on and turning around again, shooting him some more, and then kicking him. That's a motherfucker who's mad. That's a motherfucker who's mad. That's a motherfucker who's beefing. I already knew what the fucking shit was before motherfuckers even started talking that crazy shit. You know, it's very sad. It's angering. It makes you furious, man, because it's like we're going down a slippery slope, like quickly down a slippery sliding slope, and nothing's stopping us. Like we're just totally like hustling backwards, man. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
It's sad that he got snuff like that. It wasn't even.
Yeah, but
that wasn't even called.
This is not a story that's different because it's like this has happened to many rappers. Think about it. That's almost part of the culture now. It's like you're gonna get killed. Think about it. This ain't nothing new. This is starting to become a normalcy within like the rap game now. Like, you know, the rap music with rap musicians and shit. You either gonna get corny and just fade off, or you gonna get killed.
Like it happened with Biggie, happened with Tupac.
And essentially, you asked me, that's when this shit really started popping off like that. Now that right there, I would say, like, you know, because it's so much shrouded in mystery and everything, that's like some government conspiracy shit. That's like some conspiracy shit. Because if you start like going into the story with it, and like everybody got all these different stories, some stuff adding up, some stuff not adding up, and on both sides. You follow what I'm saying? But like this right here, no, it's cut and paste. It's exact what you see is what it is. That's what happened. So go into your story of Kodak Black.
This waste of sperm in human life decide like he is under fire with the people of LA, celebrities, and the goon squad known as Black Twitter for making some very insensitive comments about pursuing Lauren London. That's Nipsey Hussle's baby mother, wife, whatever you want to call her, following Nipsey's death. Remember, like his funeral.
What was he doing? Like, what was he saying?
He was describing her as being a whole widow out here. He was just flirting, talking about, oh, it's like I'll give that a shot. I'll give her like a year, then I'm gonna make my move. Like I'm really not like hitting on her, but if she ever need a friend, I'm here. Remember the 5 heartbeats?
Yeah.
When Big Red was at yeah, that part with Big Red at the funeral.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was like.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, but it's Kodak Black. You gotta ignore him, man. We see that's another thing too. You gotta understand, we as Black people, if we're so much of these big killers and so hardcore, how come we let words bother us so much? If you know this nigga retarded and he talks stupid all the fucking time, you just ignore his stupid ass. Be like, whatever. I mean, stop taking everything to fucking heart. I mean, like, if he sees that this shit is going to bother you, it's going to put you in an uproar, it's going to make you get all emotional and shit like that. That's what he does. That's what he Kodak Black is from what I've understand of what I've read about him. He likes controversy. He's like what's her name? Did I actually?
Yeah,
he's like what's her name?
He's a straight up clout chaser.
He's a what?
He's a clout chaser.
Yeah, exactly. So why even let what he get to you or like paying? You got to understand, everybody's not going to fit into the status quo or the norm of what appropriate responses should be during someone's death. Somebody, especially on social media, and today's current climate, and with the new generation of how these new motherfuckers, they have no couth, they have no etiquette. They're not tactical. They have no tact when it comes in terms of like expressing themselves. So they just come out their fucking side of the neck. They come out the side of their neck. They don't give a fuck what they say. They don't give a fuck how people, some people don't care. You either have people that are overly sensitive now, or people that just have they can run off a complete lizard brain. And that's what Kodak Black.
See, you have to remember something with this new generation in social media. Attention is the new currency.
Your mic, your
so they're basically about to do anything for fucking attention.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Dang it, man. I might have to restart this thing.
What happened?
I might have to restart this thing.
All right, there you go. Now go ahead. What did you say?
No, I was saying out. Attention is the new currency. It's going in and out real. It's going out. Oh my God. Yeah, I have to restart this. I'm going to jump out and then come back in because this is kind of like a new laptop, and I'm trying to get used to this. So let me just continue.
Okay, go do your thing.
I'm gonna tell you the thing. Yeah,
come back in. Maybe it'll clear up after this. I'm gonna start on the story dealing with the oh yeah, I'll talk about the Disney incident. Okay, I'll see you back in. So, ladies and gentlemen, there was an article that I had happened to pick up, or I came across and I'll share this with you guys. It was concerning Disney, an old Disney actor or entertainer or something like that, something of the sort. And it says, a body found at home of missing original Disney Mouseketeer, Dennis Day. A body was found at the home of Dennis Day, an original Disney Mouseketeer who had been missing for over 8 months. The human remains have not been identified, and the investigation is ongoing. According to a statement sent to USA Today Saturday by Captain Tim Fox, a spokesperson for the Oregon State Police, on Thursday, April 4th, which was my birthday, the Medford Assault and Death Investigation Unit was contacted by the Phoenix Police Department after human remains were discovered at 510 Pine Street in Phoenix, Oregon. The statement read, Day 76, a Mouseketeer with Disney Mickey Mouse Club for 2 years in the mid-1950s was once among the most famous child performers on American television. He danced and sang on millions of black and white TVs across the nation, wearing the iconic mouse ear beanie and sweaters emblazoned with his name. But Day has, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Hold on. But Day has been seen since July when he vanished from his small town of Phoenix. He left behind his beloved cat and dog and his partner of more than 45 years, Ernest Caswell, who suffers from dementia-related memory problems and now lives in assisted care. His sister, Nelda Atkins of Colonia, California, told USA Today in February that she fears the worst. What the hell is going on? That she fears the worst. Where did I leave off? The way it looks now, unless we find a body, we're not going to find him, she said. Day's rural home and property had been previously searched along with local cemeteries and canals to no avail. Lieutenant Jeff Pierce of Phoenix Police told USA Today 2 months ago that Day's car was found about 200 miles away from the Oregon coast in the possession of two strangers who claimed Day had let them borrow it. It was impounded by Oregon State Police and later searched, but there was no sign of foul play, Price said. So, I mean, like, you know, it's him. If you ask me, it's him. Mika, you should be able to just come back in, sweetie. Hold on. Let me stop sharing, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bring her back in. Let me see if I could bring her back in. Oh, no, that's not it. There she goes. She should be coming back in any minute now. So, I mean, like, you know, I don't know what to tell you guys on that instance right there. I mean, like, I actually think like that body that they found there was him. Since they weren't able to find him, that was him. So there you go. Mika, you're back. How's it sounding? Let me hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound much better. Much better. Much better. Much better. Yeah, I was just talking pretty much about the story with the former Mouseketeer that they had found. Well, they said they couldn't identify whose body it was in there, but I essentially know who it is. I mean,
there was a dead body in Disneyland?
Yeah, well, it was a former Mouseketeer, and they found his body. Well, they don't want to mention that it's his body, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it's him. They said his car was impounded. He hadn't been seen in a while and all this other stuff. It's him. It's him. It's him. So, I mean, like, that's all I can say on that subject. It was him. I feel as though it was him. So next up, we're going to talk about Bret Hart. What do you have to, yeah, tell me what you think about this Bret Hart incident.
Oh my goodness, this poor guy. I guess he did it because he thought, oh, wrestling is fake. Let me go ahead and, you know, like, give them an example or like give them proof that wrestling is fake. No, nigga, you got a mugshot. Yeah. It is fake, but that incident right there was real. Yeah. You should have never did that.
And the thing about it, Bret Hart is up there in age. I love Bret Hart as a wrestler. He was one of my favorites. It wasn't too many. Most of the classic ones were my favorites anyway, but Bret Hart has to be up there in age, if I'm not mistaken.
He and we got like in his 60s, late 60s, you think?
Easy. And it says right here, over here at coed.com, that 26-year-old idiot Zachary Madsen identified as Bret Hart attacker. And it says Zachary Madsen, a 26-year-old man, has been arrested and charged for attacking and assaulting WWE superstar Bret Hart during his WWE Hall of Fame induction speech at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York on Saturday, April 7th. According to the New York Police Department, Madsen jumped the barrier before attacking the hitman and dragging him to the mat. Madsen is facing two counts of assault in the third-degree criminal trespass in the third degree and a violation of local law. He is set to be arraigned in Brooklyn court on Sunday, April 8th, WrestleMania 35 Sunday. Excuse me.
Well, I guess he ain't gonna see that.
It's not. Madsen, who is from Lincoln, Nebraska, has previous run-ins with the law. According to the Omaha World Herald, Madsen is currently awaiting trial for the violation of a protective order. Madsen is accused of stalking MMA fighter Harris Taludzik, who he had previously trained with. Shortly after Madsen entered the ring and tackled Hart, he was swarmed by a number of professional wrestlers who were sitting ringside and members of the event security team. In one video captured by a fan, UFC heavyweight Travis Brown, the husband of Ronda Rousey, can be seen immediately sliding under the ropes and ripping Madsen away from Hart. Brown then rained down some heavy punches on the attacker for good measure. Brown can be seen in a tan suit and black pants. The good news is that Hart, who is 61 years old, suffered no injuries during the ambush. WrestleMania 35 takes place at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. The event, which will be the first ever WrestleMania ever headlined by a women's match, when Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch compete in a triple threat match for both of the Raw and SmackDown titles. It will begin with the pre-show at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the WWE Network. The main card will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, but that's messed up, man. That is so messed up. That's messed up. I don't see why. I don't know. There's no reason. Like, evidently, the kid suffers from mental issues. There's something going on with him. He's not all the way there.
I want to be the next star.
It's not even that. Dude, you got to think about it. If you listen to the article, he had previously stalked somebody else. Like, you know,
yeah, I know. That's crazy.
It was an issue where he had stalked somebody else. So, I mean, this kid is like, he's a menace. He's a menace. But what was fun, but the fun part about it is that he did get his ass whooped by MMA fighter, punched his skull all in and shit like that. So that's a good part. You know, fuck, you don't get no brownie points for tackling no old ass man and shit like that. Yeah, he's a wrestler, but I mean, like, this man is like 61 years old. Not to mention, yeah, a lot of the moves that they do on there scripted or whatever the case may be, but these are still like 300, 400, 200 and some odd pound men throwing each other, landing each other. They always don't execute these moves flawlessly.
Homeboy look like he weighed about a five weight.
No, I'm just talking about in terms of the wrestlers, like they, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. So with that happening throughout the years, they're going to sustain some like some injuries that like, or some life altering injuries on them. You know, it's like you had, I think it was one of the was it one of the Hart brothers? Was it one of the Hart brothers that ended up dying and breaking his neck from doing a he was jumping from the steel cage or something like that, and it
was Bret Hart, Jim the Anvil, the manager Jimmy. Who else was in the Hart Foundation?
It was one. No, was it it was one of them. One of them died. One of them died, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was Jim the Anvil.
Yeah,
and Jim passed away too.
Yeah, because one of them came down the wrong way on off of the cage.
That's interesting to find out.
One of the wrestlers came down off the cage jump. They were doing like a jump, and they landed very like, you know, they landed on their neck and they instantly killed him.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, like, you know, what are your opinions on it?
This dude is a fucking idiot. I mean, like, yeah, like he probably does have mental issues. He probably does. I mean, like, he came all the way from fucking Nebraska just to tackle somebody in the ring.
Like, what's wrong?
Something's wrong with him.
Yeah, like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, come on. I'm glad he got his ass whooped, though. I'm so happy he got his ass whooped. He deserved.
I would have paid that.
Absolutely. Shit, I would have joined
Wait a minute, it's on video.
Yeah, it is on video, but you know how they do about, you know, me putting video up here. I would love to play the video and stuff like that, but as you can see, they already took down 2 of my videos that I put up here. So
yeah, we gotta find you a better platform, boo.
Yeah, well, everybody,
we really do.
It's not just me. Everybody's having that issue right now. Everybody's getting tagged. Everybody's getting shit whacked down. You know, it is what it is.
We'll talk about this after the show.
Yeah. So, I mean, next up, we are going to talk about they have found a way to clone dinosaurs. And they say within the next 5 years, we should be able to have dinosaurs running around. Before I get on this, before I start reading this article, when the minute they start saying that they have found a way, they've already done it. Trust me. They've already done it. Just like when they were saying, like, oh, we just learned how to clone chickens. Well, they've been done it. Actually, I believe
if they could clone sheep, then they could clone dinosaurs. That's all I'm going to say about that.
It's not even that. I believe if you can clone sheep, if you can clone dinosaurs, you can definitely clone a human. That's no problem. That is absolutely no problem.
I think they did that.
Yeah, our genetic code is a bit more complex, but I mean, like, look at this. I mean, like, you know, this right here. And it says right here at sciencefile.com that scientists say they can recreate living dinosaurs within the next 5 years. Dinosaurs could potentially walk among us in real life as soon as the paleontologist who inspired the original Jurassic Park, has announced a research project to bring the extinct creatures back to life. Dr. Jack Horner says scientists are only 5 to 10 years away from genetically engineering dinosaurs into existence. According to the report by People, Horner is working with scientists at Harvard and Yale, looking to the closest living relatives of dinosaurs in hopes of reverse engineering them. Of course, birds are dinosaurs, Horner said, so we just need to fix them so they look a little more like a dinosaur. That's fucked up. Horner they literally want to make monsters. They want to make monsters. Horner and his team will reportedly begin with the modern-day chicken, which is widely considered a direct descendant of the massive beast that once dominated the Earth. Horner has consulted on all 4 Jurassic Park films. In a behind-the-scenes interview from the first movie in the franchise, writer Michael Crichton confessed that the hero, Michael Crichton, confessed that the hero, Dr. Alan Grant, was an amalgam of Horner and Philip J. Curie. The 71-year-old paleontologist said that when he first began work on the movies, he believed dinosaurs would be revived in the same way they were in the film, through preserved bits of their DNA taken from fossils. However, in the years since, he and his colleagues have come to better understand how DNA degrades over time and determined that it's not the course that they will have to take. As Horner sees it, the chicken and many other modern birds have the genetic code of their dinosaur ancestors stored within their own DNA. He believes they will be able to manipulate the code to reverse the evolutionary process, forcing mutations that will express more and more of those ancient characteristics. Dinosaurs had long tails, arms, and hands, and though evolution, they've lost their tails, and their arms and hands have turned into wings. Horner explained to reporters, additionally, their whole snout has changed from the velociraptor look to the bird-like beak morphology. Horner said he hopes his work will determine a way to flip a switch in such a way that will get these ancestral characteristics back. And you can go further on to read more and more about what they are going to plague our Earth with. That these motherfuckers are going to literally be running around munching us and snatching kids out of our fucking hands and shit like that.
I don't know. I feel a certain way about that article, man. Yeah. I feel a certain way because number one, like Jack Horner, like Dr. Jack Horner, you're named after the porn director from Boogie Nights. I don't know how I feel about that article.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
It's bullshit.
But but my thing is this is like, I agree with you, like if they can clone sheep, they can clone dinosaurs, they can clone humans. That's why I don't trust
that cloning shit.
Ancestry.
That cloning shit has been going on forever, man. But believe me when I
tell
you, I honestly believe that they have cloned people. I honestly believe that a lot of science fiction has been coming true because actually, whether you know it or not, and this has been proven, that the smartphones and the tech that we're using now is actually very dated tech. They said that this technology has been out since the 60s. They just didn't have an infrastructure to run it on. You never heard that?
I believe it.
Yeah, they didn't have the infrastructure to run it on. So, I mean, give me your honest opinion on that. And we're going to move right on. I mean, like, give me your honest opinion.
We got messages. We got people in the chat. Forlin fans.
What is
Forlin fan says, why do they want to clone all the shit that can kill us?
Yeah, like those shits. I don't honestly, that's just like when it comes to like robots and shit like that. I like robots, but I don't like AI. AI scares the shit out of me. I'm being honest with you. I don't like AI. Really? Hell no, I don't like that shit. And I love technology. If anything that's made to, how can I say, that's made sentient.
But technology becomes smarter than you, there's a problem.
What your AI is this? If they're gonna do this thing, why are they gonna sit here and explain to people that one day the robots gonna take over the world and then build something that can take over the world?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Make that make sense?
He's breaking up.
If you're gonna make,
he's breaking up.
Oh my God, like I can't stand this thing. I'm gonna go. Here's what I'm gonna do. Take over. I'm gonna switch to my tablet, and I'll be right back with you.
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen,
right.
Next subject we're going to cover is we're going to cover the fact that GameStop is going through trouble. Me myself, I don't think GameStop has another. I mean, I would say they would have no more than maybe like what's this 2019. By 2020, they're pretty much going to be done. Maybe even soon. No, I would say by 2021, they're going to be done, if not sooner, because right here at GameRant.com, there's an article that says GameStop reports 673 million full year loss. That is a major loss. And it says right here, the writing on the wall for video game retail chain GameStop hasn't looked good for some time. The company has consistently posted significant revenue losses in recent years as it tries to find ways to remain relevant in an ever-growing digital ecosystem. These shortcomings still come to present themselves, with GameStop reporting a major loss over the course of its previous fiscal year. While GameStop's fiscal year for 2018 officially ended back on February 2nd, and the company has reported a total full year loss of $673 million. This is troubling news for the retailer, which nearly a year ago was in talks of being bought out. While the company revealed it stopped searching for a buyer, the announcement saw a sharp decline in stock prices, further emphasizing the market's lack of faith in the future of retail business being a sustainable investment. And I'm going to stop reading this right here for a second because the writing is on the fucking wall. There's no way you can stop technology. No one, well, see, you have to understand, for a long time, GameStop has gotten away with heinous business practices, pretty much scamming people out of this stuff, like taking used games. And I understand how business goes. I know you got to make a profit, you got to make some money, so on and so forth. But come on, sometimes some of the stuff, like you literally would take a game to them. They give you like $5 for it, but they'll sell it for like 50 or 40 or whatever the case may be. Sometimes even more. Or you can buy a brand new game, take it back to them. And yeah, like, you know, some games you shouldn't, you know, you can't really take back, or whatever the case may be. But their buyback program did not benefit the ones selling the games to them. Not only that, people are just fed up with them. The staff and people that have worked at GameStops will tell you they're very, how can I say, they treat their workers like shit. They don't, they're not, they just push their workers real hard. They just tell the workers to sell, and most businesses do that. But the, from what I've heard and what people have said, video I've watched, editorials I've read, they're a horrible company to work for. They're a horrible company to work for. So this right here is just like essentially them, like they're just clinging on to, they're clinging on to a vine that's snapping, or like a vine that's tearing and shit like that. They might as well just, I guess, just sell. I don't know what GameStop should do. But essentially, you ask me, they're meeting the fitting end that they deserve. So further, it says GameStop has tried in years to take new business approaches in an attempt to remain competitive in the gaming space while increasing the selling prices of physical trade-ins, adding a new tier to its Power Up Rewards program, and offering the ability to buy digital codes in store show the company's resiliency. It hasn't amounted to much such long term. Last summer, GameStop ended its Elite Power Up program. Yes, I remember reading about that program. More recently, Sony has stepped in and said it will soon be discontinuing sales of digital codes in retail stores. That right there is going to kill them. Other times, the retailer has failed outright when trying to connect with consumers, from failed attempts of cracking jokes at Battle Royale through the upcoming release of Madden 19, to the pre-order issues causing customers to lose reserved copies for the PS4 bundle Kingdom Hearts 3. Consumers have started turning to other sites like Amazon exactly to fill their physical gaming needs, which digs a bigger hole for GameStop to try and crawl out of. It appears for now, at least, GameStop will continue to try finding new ways to adapt to an ever-evolving consumer market. Rumors have been swirling around that the company's new CEO, George Sherman, wants to push for a new vision which would turn GameStop into a more cultural experience. It's no secret the company can no longer survive as a predominantly video game merchant, with partnerships such as ThinkGeek becoming an additional way to stock store shelves with apparel and physical merchandise. Whether or not the shift towards this new vision will be able to rejuvenate profits for GameStop, however, remains to be seen. Yeah, GameStop is done. GameStop is done. There's no reason why to even, how can I say? I see no viable way for them to stay alive, especially with their business model. And again, they've tried to revamp themselves over and over again. Like, actually, now you ask me, they've turned into like this, like a Toys R Us type of thing, because I actually went there and found some decent action figures. Where at one point I remember they had stopped selling action figures because they said they weren't selling that well for them. We're like, now they're doing anything to stay afloat. But essentially they shot themselves in the foot. They did this long time ago. People are tired of being ripped off by them. Workers and people are tired of working for them that work for them. So I mean, like, this, right, I don't see any future for this. Even if this company is bought by someone else, or another entity purchases them or consumes them, I don't see how they can make money anymore with the way digital media is now. I mean, and not too many people. You have a few people that still collect, physical media, but the majority of people do not. I'm like me myself. I no longer grab up physical media. I mean, like, it has to be something that I maybe want the action figure with, a collector's edition. But other than that, I don't nah. I download it right to my console and keep it moving. And yeah, there's problems with you downloading games to your console because you don't officially own those games. But I mean, it's more convenient, it's easier. I don't have to worry about scratches. I don't have to worry about, and GameStop was famous for at one point for rewrapping games. That was one thing they were doing at one time too. So yeah, this is just like, this shit catching up to them. So I mean, sorry, GameStop. No, I'm not sorry. Shouldn't have been fucking your people over. You should have changed with the times. That's what you get. Mika wants to come back again. I'm going to bring her back in. Here we go. Hopefully she can keep a solidified connection this time. Invitation sent. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about GameStop. Let's see if we got any comments over here. I already invited you back, Mika. You're back in, baby. Come on in. Come on in. Let me know when you're back.
With this motherfucking laptop.
All right, there we go. You sound clear now. Tell a hand to stop downloading that porn over there. That porn is taking up that bandwidth, baby.
Oh, before you go on with the show,
yeah,
I just received an invite for the screening of Hellboy. Do you want to go?
Absolutely. I was, you know what? I love to go see Hellboy. I love Hellboy.
Okay, so check your messenger right now. Hold on. Yeah, I got you. Keep talking. I got you.
All right, yeah. So yeah. I definitely want to see Hellboy. Next story we're going to talk about, we're going to go into some you know what? Let's go into some movies and TV. Sorry, I'm not so spry and like bouncy today. That Chinese food and that MSG is laying heavy on me because I hadn't eaten that junk in quite a while, and it's just like laying heavy on me. But the show must go on. The show must go on. And we have an article here that talks about Michael Bay saying that he's done with Transformers. Yay!
Yay!
Finally, we'll possibly get some Transformers that look like what they're supposed to look like. And over here at Cosmic Book News, it says Michael Bay done with Transformers. No sequel to last night. I don't care. I have not liked the movie. I hate his storytelling. I hate the way his movies look. I just don't like them. And it says over here at cosmicbooknews.com, it is confirmed that director Michael Bay is done with Transformers, and also there will be no sequels to The Last Night. Last month, an interview out of Japan surfaced with Transformers producer Lorenzo di Bonaventura, where lost in translation, some sites thought he said a sequel to The Last Night was being made, but that is not the case. Now, while speaking to Slash Film, Lorenzo di Bonaventura Films, they are not developing a Transformers script that picks up where The Last Knight left off. No, he says, when questioned, Lorenzo D. Bonaventura does say that we are writing a new script, but again, not a sequel to The Last Knight. Regarding Michael Bay, Lorenzo's D. Bonaventura, regarding Michael Bay, Lorenzo, I'm gonna just call him Lorenzo.
Bonaventura. Just say Lorenzo.
Lorenzo D. Bonaventura also makes it clear that Michael Bay is not returning to Transformers. Yay!
Hi.
Made it really clear that he loved what he did and he's not doing anymore. So I think the answer is we are writing the script. At that point, once we get the script, we have a strong belief in, then we'll begin to debate that. Michaels made it really clear that he didn't want to do it. I don't blame him. He spent a hell of a decade of his life shooting them. A sequel to Bumblebee is also in the works, which looks to feature Optimus Prime, but they are said to be still figuring stuff out as well.
Why? Why are they making a sequel?
Yeah, like, I don't know. And related news, Bumblebee director Travis Knight revealed that they almost used the G1 Megatron at one point in the epic opening scene, but reveals why they didn't go with the leader of the Decepticons, which I don't agree with at all. As he says, excuse me, putting Megatron and Bumblebee created issues for people who are unfamiliar with the franchise. I wanted to make sure this film was a tribute to the live action films as well as the cartoon, that there were layers of enjoyment for fans of both. So not using the G1 Megatron was based on people unfamiliar with the franchise. Huh? I don't agree with that. And that is poor excuse, Knight also adds. I had this whole thing that I boarded out myself. What is wrong with me? I had this whole thing that I boarded out myself where I had Megatron in there. He comes into the scene just absolutely leveling shit. Just laying waste everything in his path like Sauron in the Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, we had a new design and a particular build and everything. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to do it. But then as we started going through, it was going to be too expensive and really did fly in the face of continuity with the Michael Bay film. Fuck the Michael Bay films. The Michael Bay films did nothing. The Michael Bay films, when you think about it, have no continuity. They don't. Each film is its own thing. When they are just all over the place. They're heinous looking. They're fucking all the dialogue is horrible. The storytelling is just like it doesn't. And again, I understand, when it comes to telling your story of
they should have just left. He should have just left it at the first Transformers, and that was that.
Yeah, because honestly,
they shouldn't have made any more sequels.
Yeah, no, people were like they became summer fillers. Like with each movie that was released, people were like, "Hey, another one." You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's how I felt like when there was another Transformers movie. I'm like, another one?
Yeah, like nobody wanted it.
And then like at a certain time, you just get tired of it.
And
when it came out last night, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, and I understand what Michael Bay was doing. He was pretty much trying to give his vision of Transformers, but again, and this will later on go into my movie reviews, people like what they're familiar with. You can keep the source material going strong. You can keep your movie base going strong by just using source material. I call it making money by doing lazy storytelling. Me, myself, if I was in charge of Transformers, I would have simply took the books and threw them up on screen. And that's how you make money. That's how the first Avengers film made money. That's how Spider-Man made money. And honestly, that's how Wonder Woman made money. That's how Aquaman made money. People were familiar with the storyline, both newcomers and moviegoers alike, and fans especially, newcomers, moviegoers, and fans especially were familiar with Aquaman. The story didn't feel foreign. Nothing was just like, oh man, that didn't happen. This didn't happen. They were like, oh shit, this is the such and such. Oh, that is Ocean Master. Oh, that is, And again, they made alterations within the storylines, but it was tolerable alterations. Like honestly, Aquaman, if you ask me, what's his name that played Aquaman? The eye candy guy.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa. To me, I think he would have done better as playing either Lobo or someone else. But the guy was the director of Aquaman was smart. He knew how to bring the female audience in and keep the fangoers happy. You know what I mean? So that's why the movie was a hit.
Yeah,
that's why it worked. And Aquaman, to make, honestly, it shows that he definitely is a good director, because the simple fact that Aquaman in the comic books, he's kind of like a B-list hero. He's not as popular as like Superman or Batman or anything. But you literally took a B-list character and made him popular.
Yeah,
yeah, even like weeks after the movie was released, it was still pulling in money. So, you know, Michael Bay, and I think Michael Bay was starting to get onto that with the second Turtles film, because that first Ninja Turtles film that he made, and then we'll go back to Transformers. The first Ninja Turtles film that he made was absolutely fucking horrendous. Turtles are not 9 to 10 feet fucking tall. All right. If anything, like, honestly, the tallest most turtles are like 5'6", 5'7". They're not tall. And if you're going back to Eastman and Laird's Ninja Turtles, those Ninja Turtles were like 5 feet, 5'1", but they were muscular as fuck. They were mutants. They were turtles. Now the second one, I pretty much I was content with that, because I'm a big fan of Bebop and Rocksteady. You understand what I'm saying? Because before Eastman and Laird sold their books off, then the next mutants they were going to pretty much debut were Bebop and Rocksteady, because you do know that Eastman and Laird's were big in the scat magazine and big into the punk scene, so on and so forth. So I mean, because and that's where he got Bebop and Rocksteady from. They were going to be next until they sold the rights off. So Michael Bay, I'm glad that you're no longer butchering Transformers film. And no, I'm not the person that can't move forward or accept the difference within a continuity, but your continuity was just all over the place. It was very stereotypical, especially when it came to your robots. What was that? Skids, and it was 2 black robots on. Actually, every black robot that he pretty much had on there was a
stereotypical.
Yeah, like first off, when Jazz first showed up, oh, what's cracking, bitches? I was like, get the fuck out of here. Are you fucking kidding me, Michael Bay? What's cracking, bitches? I was like, so corny. So
I think with the last Transformers, like it was kind of stereotypical too, with the Native American.
I would more so say his earlier works were very, very racist. They were very racist. They were even racist to it. Like you had some Italians even pissed off because that it was one little robot in there. I forgot what his name was that rolled around. He was like, yeah, and my boys, what I was like, come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi, the kind of like the Joe Pesci joint.
Yeah, exactly. Then
the toolbox.
Yeah.
Then you had the other 2 robots. It was these 2 robots that were supposed to be black robots, and all they did was fight each other.
Yeah.
And then what really got me, they were supposed to be black robots, but remember this part when he said, you know how to read? He said, I don't know how to read. And this, that, and I was like, wow. I said, you just keep them coming, Michael Bay, huh? But nobody caught on to it like I did. Again, like, you know, they're looking at it as like, Danae, you're looking too much into it. No, I took that as an insult. Because how can you be 2 sentient robots that have traveled all the way from fucking Cybertron, but you can't read? You understand what I'm saying?
You're right.
You can't read, and the only thing y'all keep doing is fighting each other. And the only one that could calm them down was Bumblebee. Bumblebee had to keep them from fighting each other all the time. But to mind you, they had the personas of 2 black people. What's happening, man? Man, then they just start fighting each other. Every fight throughout the whole film, they fighting each other. I was like, okay, Michael Bay, I get it, you fucking piece of shit.
Anyway, check your messenger, please, and fill that form out right away so you can, like, all the information for Hellboy is there. But yeah, like we can still keep the show going. I just want you to check.
All right, then you got to keep it going while I fill this shit out, man.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty quick. Yeah, so I just wanted to say this real quick. Like for those in the New York area, you know, like if you're a fan of hip hop and everything, if you're familiar with Pretty Lou, on April 16th, he's having his 3rd annual charity concert. If you don't know, like he is dying from cancer. So
oh shit, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So he like he does this every year. He does it every year. And it's going to be at Irving Plaza. If you know where Irving Plaza is, it's at Irving Plaza, and it's April 16th, I think, at 7 or 8. And the lineup is going to be Fat Joe, Remy Ma, The Lox, Diplomats, Raekwon, Ghostface, Casanova, True Life, G4 Boys, Partisan Fonte, and Molly. So that's going to be the lineup for the show. Tickets are $60 unless you are a subscriber of Tidal, because they're the ones who are helping out with the event, both Tidal and Rock Nation. And once I get the word from Tidal, I may be able to do a fucking giveaway.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. That's great.
So, therefore, I'm just gonna keep you posted on that. If anybody want to go, but like I said before, it's at Urban Plaza, April 16th. It's his 3rd annual charity event, and the first one that I went to, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I got to meet Jim Jones and all that shit. So, it's definitely some place to go to if you're a true fan of hip hop. It's definitely some place that you could check out. So that's my little announcement that I have to give. Back to you today.
All right. So I just looked this up, and I was looking at this earlier today, and they're starting to do I guess they're trying to revamp a lot of the 90s pop culture, the 90s rap culture. Oh my God, I just told this motherfucker I'm doing a show. Why does everybody do that shit? And over here at okplayer.com, official How High 2 trailer unveiled. Method Man and
No!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Because it's fun.
No!
Yeah. It says right here, official How High 2 trailer unveiled. Method Man and Redman nowhere to be found.
They're not in this one.
It says Mike Epps reprises his role as Baby Powder after years of limbo. The How High sequel appears to be truly imminent. Today, MTV rolled out an official trailer for the long-rumored follow-up, but if you were holding out for Method Man and Redman's return as Silius and Jamal, they're nowhere to be found in this cipher. Read, a sequel to the stoner classic How High in the works. How High 2 stars Lil Yachty and DC Young Fly of Wildin' Out as a central duo. The film follows them on a magical hash-filled journey to fund their own Demand Munchies delivery startup. Distancing itself from the Ivy League inspiration of the original, the film transplants the Kush-kissed scheme to the greenier side of Atlanta. Mike Epps, however, will reprise his role as Baby Powder. It premieres on April 20th, of course. Wow. Okay, so yeah, there's a new How High coming out with DC Young Fly and Lil Yachty. I actually like
Lil Yachty.
Yeah, I like Lil Yachty. It's what's that one? Tear Up the Roof. I like that one. I like that song.
Man, fuck that nigga.
Fuck that nigga.
Little boat.
Yeah, Little Boat.
Little boat.
Yeah, I am not with it at all. I am not with it. Why they want to make a sequel to this? Why? I guess because they want to do it for the younger generation, but no. If they want to stone a movie, y'all go ahead and download or Netflix or Hulu or whatever and get How High. Don't make no reboot to that shit. No motherfucking sequel. I'm not with that at all. That's a no from me.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't know, but I'm still going to check it out. Even though I may feel biased to certain films, I'm still going to check it out.
Little Yachty.
Yeah, Little Yachty. Little Yachty.
Oh my God, you're so cute.
Over here at ScreenRant.com, we have everything we need to know about the Matrix reboot, which I don't think they need to do. I'm not interested in seeing the Matrix reboot. And you do know that there were rumors or speculations that this kid right here, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan or Michael? Yeah,
Michael B. Jordan, yes.
Yeah, that he's supposed to be portraying a black Superman soon, which they don't need to do.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
And honestly, even though I like the Matrix, it's not like every Matrix film I enjoyed. I only really pretty much like the first and the last one. I think that was Revolution or something like that.
Yeah, the Matrix Revolutions.
Yeah, after a while, it got a little too long in the tooth. I didn't want to see them anymore. Every Matrix film, so I don't.
Why everything has to be a reboot?
Because they've run out of ideas. They have run out of ideas. That's why. They've run out of ideas. That's the reason why everything has to be a reboot. And over here at ScreenRant.com, it says everything we need to know about the Matrix reboot. Here's everything we know about the in-development reboot of the Matrix, originally released in 1999 and has now been 20 years since the Wachowskis introduced the world to what has become one of the most influential sci-fi action movies in this time span and maybe year. The first film followed a computer hacker named Neo, Keanu Reeves, who has shown that most of the human population are prisoners of simulation. The movie reestablished Reeves as one of the biggest movie stars on the planet, introducing groundbreaking action techniques and furthered the smart sci-fi genre, grossing $463.5 million globally. The Matrix immediately became a franchise audiences wanted to see more of. Warner Brothers and the Wachowskis hatched a plan to film 2 sequels back-to-back and made the rare move to release them both in theaters in the same year. In early 2003, The Matrix Reloaded became an even bigger hit financially, grossing $742.1 million worldwide. Amid favorable reviews, however, The Matrix Revolutions proved to be a disappointing ending to the trilogy later that year, as harsh critical reviews and a divisive audience response made it the lowest grossing entry. Despite the rough ending of the franchise, The Matrix is ripe for more stories. Warner Brothers is reportedly looking to get the franchise back off the ground. And here's what we know about the possible new film so far. Back when the word first surfaced of WB's interest in making more Matrix movies, it was reported that they were looking at Michael B. Jordan to potentially star, him being their top target made since at that time, nearly 2 years ago now, as he was still fresh off the success of Creed. Years since, Jordan's profile and star power has only continued to increase. His performance as Killmonger in Black Panther earned him plenty of attention, while he continued to shoulder the load of the Rocky franchise with Creed 2. Jordan's ability as a dramatic actor makes him a perfect choice to take over the Matrix, with his star power also a bonus. However, there have been no updates in the 2 years since the original reporting that Jordan is anything more than a dream casting choice for WB, and he's since become attached to a handful of projects that will keep him busy for years to come. It is unclear if the Matrix will be one of these, but hopefully it will be eventually. I don't want to see any more Matrix.
That's a no for me.
Yeah, I don't want to see a reboot. I don't want to see any more. I don't want to see Matrix anymore. I mean, like some things, some shows, and honestly, yes, I do get a bit nostalgic. I love harkening back to classic films and horror films, but I mean, I don't want another Matrix film. I really don't. I don't want another Matrix film. And I don't mean to sound innocuous or anything like that. I'm done with it. I don't think anybody wants to venture back.
I don't think anybody's gonna care.
Yeah. I don't see anything with that. So Mika, give me your thoughts on it.
That's a no for me.
Any reasons why? No,
it's like I seen all that I had to see with the Matrix trilogy. There's no sense of making any more. Like, why continue on? Why make a fucking reboot?
My question is this: when did they make a third one?
You didn't see the third one?
By that time, honestly, I think the market had gotten tired of the Matrix. For some reason, to me, the Matrix was a one-hit wonder. It didn't. I don't think it did well as like when the Wachowski started making more and more Matrix films. People were just tired of, because think about it. When the Matrix came out with that, what made Matrix phenomenal was the slow motion pan and 3D shit. And after that, everybody, all the movies started doing that.
Yeah. They started to follow suit.
It was saturating the market. Everything was doing it at that time. That was the trend. And people had gotten tired of it by the time the third movie came around. Yeah, it was just too much. Nobody wanted to deal with it anymore. Nobody wanted to see it anymore. So I mean, like, you know, that was it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movies. I really did. The third one, I liked it, but I didn't like how it ended. I didn't like how it all went down. So yeah, they really don't need to make any more sequels. Michael B. Jordan could stay where the fuck he's at.
I like Michael B. Jordan, but I mean, like, he's starting to become like the canon black guy now. Like, you know, like, and there are other good black actors out there. I understand he's a very nice looking young man, well built. You know, he has a lot going for him. He's a convincing actor, but there are other actors out there that are black or minority that should be given different shots. I don't like when they overexpose an actor, or like, you know, they pretty much throwing them in or trying to fit him into every role.
Yeah,
which is the
that's
problem.
exactly what they're trying to do with him. Yeah,
yeah, which is the problem. Although I love him, that they're doing with The Rock. At one, like, I'm getting tired of seeing him in everything. Like, come on, I get it, but like, and I know, you know, as an actor, you take what's given to you, you know, but it's getting to the point where like they're the tokens now, you know. And I love both of them. I love both of them, especially the way like they came up from nothing to something, you know. But I'm just getting tired of seeing them. Like, you know, too much. You can't have too much of a good thing, you know. But yeah. So moving right along, we have an article over here about the new Terminator, and it says Terminator Dark Fate exclusive look photos.
Oh my God, they're making another movie.
Yeah, and you know Schwarzenegger. And we got this article over here from IGN.com. You can check it out. And it says Terminator Dark Fate exclusive photos reveal new looks at Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton. So yeah, Linda Hamilton is she's going to be in this one. If you have been dying to get a better look at what Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger look like in Terminator Dark Fate, IGN's got you covered. We've got exclusive images revealing an exciting sneak peek at what to expect from Paramount November 1st release, directed by Tim Miller. Take a look at the photo below featuring all 6 main characters in their new movie. The new images come before Paramount will unveil the first footage from Terminator Dark Fate at CinemaCon. IGN's Jim Vejvoda is Vevoda.
Yeah, Vevoda. You're right.
Vevoda is on the ground at the Las Vegas convention. So check back to IGN.com later to find a full footage breakout, as the scenes will not be released widely. Okay, so we got some images right here. Schwartz looks pretty good right there. I mean, like, that's
old.
He is old. Plus, you know, he had heart issues and shit like that. You know,
still trying to do action movies, nigga.
Oh man, look at that strong. But you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Linda Hamilton has never been an attractive woman to me. She's always looked hard. Like, that's a strong woman. That's a handsome woman right there. Look at that jawline. Shit.
The only time she looked like a woman when she was in Beauty and the Beast.
Even then she looked like
she looked like a man.
Yeah, she was born with some high T levels. That's why it was no problem for her. You ever look at some people and you can tell like they have very good T levels in their body? Yeah, and she's one of those women. I've seen some women that have some good T levels. All right. And they usually have that lantern jaw right there. And that's what we got right now.
That is critical.
What's up, sir? Take it to headquarters. Look at that jaw. I'll fucking kill you. And we have him right here. Look at this. Her jaw is more stronger than his. Look at this shit. I will pick your ass. And I guess this is supposed to be the new Liquid T1000. I don't know what the fuck that is. This is probably a young Linda Hamilton. I don't know. And yeah, this guy right here, look, Rutger Hauer. I've always been in love.
I love him.
I love Rutger Hauer.
I liked him in Blind Fury.
Yes. I fell in love with him as a kid when he was in what was that? Oh God, my favorite film. What was that with Harrison Ford?
Blade Runner.
I love Blade Runner. I love Blade Runner. Do you know there are 3 different versions that offer 3 different endings to Blade Runner?
I did not know that.
Different endings to Blade Runner. And one, did you ever watch the one where Harrison Ford was pretty much narrating like he was breaking the 4th wall and telling the whole story?
No.
Yeah, that one was very good. I remember seeing it as a kid. A lot of people don't remember that version. So yeah, get ready for another Terminator. Terminator Dark. What's this? Dark Fate.
Dark Fate. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to be looking forward to this handsome man, Linda Hamilton, right here. I love you, Linda. I love you.
She's a pretty man.
Look at her. She was like, I will fuck you. Oh, fuck you. Look at her. She looks stronger than Schwartz. Look at her. That jawline.
She looks like the only person that could take Arnold Schwarzenegger down.
For real. I'm a man. Yes, I am. Yes, I can, because I tell me so.
Leave Linda Hamilton alone.
Yeah, I love her though. I love Linda Hamilton. She just strong as fuck, just like her, just like Gina Davis, strong as fuck.
Gina Davis ain't that butch. Come on,
That's
man.
a man's man. Gina Davis is a man's man.
Gina Davis is like 6'2".
I know. She would so put me in line. And I need that. She would so put me in line. So next up right here. I mean, any thoughts on that Terminator Dark Fate?
It's a hit or miss with me.
Yeah. The Terminator films, I think they should do more. And they try to, but it just, they need to do more of the future wars. Like, you know, like when the world is all fucked up and it's post-apocalyptic. They did a few of them, but it just
didn't they do Salvation was post-apocalyptic?
Yeah, but it just wasn't dark enough. You have to understand they're trying to the PG-13 realm. And honestly, you can't do Terminator films without, like, it's like trying to make a Jason film PG-13. It's not gonna fucking work. You need that violence. You need to know that this robot is killing people. It needs to be graphic. It needs to be visceral, you know?
Yeah, you need to hear dicks flopping when they walk, right?
Oh, so you remember? You remember? I feel as though a Terminator film, for it to be successful, is incumbent upon violence. It has to have cyborg violence. I'm sorry, cyborg on human violence. That's for it to be successful. So I mean, moving right along, we over here we have an article at CBR.com where Jared Leto reveals a first look at his Marvel vampire, and Jared Leto is supposed to be playing Morbius, which I think is going to be great. Now, honestly, Morbius, anybody could get to play Morbius. Like, it's not really hard for anybody to play Morbius. He's a vampire. So, I mean, like, you know, Jared Leto, I think, would do perfect. I think.
Yeah, he seems like he can fit the role because, like, Joker, that was not working for him.
Not for him. He doesn't carry it for Joker. And we're going to get into that Joaquin Phoenix trailer. I wish I could play it, but you know how it goes there. I want to play some trailers, but I've had videos whacked down left and right that I played trailers. As a matter of fact, you know, I showed you the snapshot of the screen that they, you know, whacked down some of my videos for having art, you know, video in them and stuff like that. So, and it says right here, Morbius Jared Leto reveals a first look at his Marvel vampire. Do we have any comments over there or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
And it says this article is available in a quick view designed for people who want to key into fast swipe through images. Oh, okay. As principal photography continues on Sony solo Morbius. Oh, wow. They're doing a solo film of Morbius film in London. Star Jared Leto has shared his first official full look at his tortured vampiric character. Posted on the Academy Award-winning actor's Instagram account, a short loop clip shows a solitary haunted Michael Morbius standing in the middle of a busy street as pedestrians pass by without giving the Marvel antihero a second thought. And I want to play this, but you know what'll happen. Filming began in London last month is expected to continue through May for a planned July 2020 release date. While Leto had previously shared a photo of himself in character from the film set at the start of principal photography, his face was mostly obscured by the production slate. While leaked set photos of videos have revealed Leto during filming, judging by Leto's latest post, his character will have take on the role of a lethal protector from the shadows and by himself. Since he was created by Roy Thomas and Gil Kane in Amazing Spider-Man 101, Morbius the Living Vampire has been an occasional enemy and uneasy ally to Spider-Man and the rest of the Marvel heroes. Like the adventures of his comic book counterpart, Leto's Morbius is expected to incorporate elements of horror and superheroes. I hope they do. Directed by Daniel Espinosa, live from a script written by Burke Sharpless and Matt Shazam, Lost in Space. Sony's Morbius stars Jared Leto as a titular character, Matt Smith as Loxian Crown, Adrian Arjona as Martin Bancroft, and Jared Harris. The film will hit theaters July 31st, 2020. So I mean, yeah.
I'm surprised Disney didn't snatch that up. No, it is under Disney.
Yeah. Yeah, but I want to see, you know, that's another thing I wanted to touch on is the Disney Fox merger. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. I really don't. I could have told you that. That's not going to be good at all because honestly, here lately, everything Disney has been putting their hands into has been turned into shit. Even their own properties are turning into shit. Mary Poppins did horrible. Dumbo did horrible. fucking Marvel is starting to go down the shitter because they're allowing social politics. They're not managing these films. The people that they're putting in charge to spearhead or at the helm of these films are literally running them into the ground of these franchises.
With Dumbo, they should have just stuck to the script with the animated film.
Exactly.
They talk about, oh, we want to feature more on family. Like, no, like that's not it. Like, it was about family. Like, it was a baby elephant trying to get back with its mother.
Yeah.
But no, like you just wanted to focus on the human beings and shit like that.
No, exactly. See, when you steer away again, and I've said this time and time again, but when you steer away from the core elements of what a product is, a franchise is, a book is, whatever the case may be, you're going to fail. People like what they're familiar with. That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's just like honestly, the reason why Spider-Man 1 and 2 did so well, because they essentially took the story, even within alterations that they made in there, they essentially took the core elements of what Spider-Man was and put it on the screen. He was a young guy. He was a young kid that got bit by a radioactive spider.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody knows. The Hulk. He was a scientist doctor that messed around with some gamma radiation. He got turned into the Hulk. That's what works. Captain America. Super soldier from World War II, frozen, brought into modern day society. That's what works. People like what they know. Aquaman, the reason why it worked, because they literally took what was in the fucking book and threw it up on screen. Am I saying that? And yes, there were tons of alterations within these films, but when you stick to the script or stick to what it is, that's just like me doing a movie about you and having a tall white lady play you, a tall, skinny white lady play you that doesn't DJ and be like, yeah, this is the story of Shamika.
First of all, I'm not tall.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So just like they did with the gunslinger.
Right, exactly.
What the hell did it just do? The gunslinger's a white guy.
Oh, you talking about the Dark Tower?
Yeah, he's a white guy.
No, yeah, but
a black woman in a wheelchair for being a hunky. How can the gunslinger be a hunky if he's black?
See, you got to understand too, like what they're doing right now, it's always about inclusion and diversity. And you have to always put inclusion and diversity and stuff. Make more characters. Expand upon your story.
Nationality.
Exactly. To me, when they start doing that nationality change up, to me, I feel as though that's an insult. Like on the Supergirl series. What made me stop watching it was the simple fact that Jimmy Olsen, they made him a black guy.
I know.
He's a white guy. He's a white guy. Make more characters. This is your opportunity to make minority characters if you want to add inclusion. If you want to put diversity. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that's an insult. That's an insult. I take that as an insult. So I mean, like this right here, I'm looking forward to Morbius because yes, again, I'm one of those individuals who love to read the more B-list or B-type characters.
Me, I am not familiar with Morbius, but it looks like an interesting film to watch due to the fact that I do like vampire movies. So
I mean, if they stick to the script as they did with like they did with the first Blade film, and even though I know Disney had nothing to do with that was New Line Cinema, so on and so forth, if they stick to the script, it will be even darker than Blade. The Morbius story is very morbid, very dark. And you'll see why they call him the living vampire. That's if they stick to the script. I hope Disney learns from this last debacle with Captain Marvel.
No, they're not. They're not. Because I heard that Dark Phoenix is gonna fucking flop.
I don't know. I don't want to see shit like this happen. I really don't, because the MCU was on a roll for a minute there, man. Like
the key word was
they were keeping those social politics, those social politics, those SJW views, that feminist movement. They were keeping it out of their films, and that's what made people flock to them. Right? So you have to understand the majority of the people that are going to see your films are the ones that they're pretty much talking shit to, the ones that buy your products, so on and so forth. Which is why I'm also hoping that they do this last Star Wars film, because Star Wars is already dead. I'm being honest. I love Star Wars, but Star Wars is done. Star Wars is dead.
Star Wars
You don't even. Honestly, you don't even see. Think about it. When I was coming up, I don't even remember back in the 90s when Steven Spielberg started doing his prequel series with the Darth Vader, like what was that? The prequel series that he did in the 90s. There were times the lines were sold and with people standing in line for days to see these films. Star Wars was the quintessential floor plan or quintessential standard for most sci-fi films from the 70s all the way up into the modern day 2000s. You give it to Disney, what happens? It is almost forgotten. It means absolutely nothing now. Nobody wants to see it. The fans that are left are the ones that pretty much harken back, like myself, are the ones that pretty much veer back to the the golden era of Star Wars, back with Luke Skywalker, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Hell, we even take the prequels. And the Star Wars fans were always up in arms within, the split became with the prequels. Me, myself, I absolutely love the prequels because they were written by Steven Spielberg. That was his shit, whatever the case. It's what the man says. All right. But with this Star Wars shit, this new Star Wars shit, it's all about there's no sense of struggle within Jyn Erso. Whereas though with Luke Skywalker, he pretty much learned how to become a Jedi through trial and error, through loss, through massive loss. Whereas though Jyn Erso, she automatically knows how to use the Force. She automatically knows how to wield a lightsaber. She doesn't get hurt. She doesn't fight. She doesn't lose anything. Everything is a win-win-win. And we all know why that's being done is to perpetuate that girl power agenda. But without struggle, nobody loves a hero. With no struggle, nobody loves a hero. Even within, all right, perfect example.
Even Luke Skywalker lost a fucking hand. Like, my God.
This motherfucker was losing shit left and right. He was getting beat up on everywhere he went. He pretty much got his ass handed to him, but he learned. When he was on Hoth. He was out there patrolling, got smacked up by a fucking Wampa ice creature, nigga was about to eat his ass. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere he went, Luke Skywalker was getting his shit, but he was learning. And that's what made you love him. So by the time, what was that? Return of the Jedi came out, you was like, oh shit, this motherfucker. And he wasn't to be played with. He had learned. Whereas Jyn Erso automatically from the beginning, she just know this, she know that, she know how to fly a spaceship, she know this. It just didn't work. Storytelling.
The room is supposed to be she's Kenobi's daughter.
Oh, come on.
That's the rumor. Don't quote me on that, guys.
Oh, she Kenobi's daughter. Wait. That doesn't make sense. Obi-Wan Kenobi was man.
That's the rumor. I didn't say it was true, but that's the
younger than. How can she be younger if she's Kenobi's daughter?
Don't quote me on that shit.
Maybe she's a lineage from the Kenobi family.
Probably.
Yeah, but she can't be Kenobi's daughter. Like, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Before I go off on a tangent of this, let me stick to the subject at hand and give you guys what is this? We're going to talk about Disney. No. Yeah, let's talk about Disney. Screen share. What the fuck?
Disney and a whole bunch of movies that's going to fucking flop.
Yeah. Disney is reportedly going to take over the Alien series, and Disney officially. Yeah, man. I don't think this is going to be a good idea.
No.
Yep. And it says Disney over here at aliencovenant.com, and their information is usually credible because that's where I found out about Prometheus and Ridley Scott doing this and so on and so forth. It says Disney officially confirmed they will be making more Alien movies. Boy, it's official. Disney is still planning to make more Alien movies following their recent acquisition of 20th Century Fox. Initially, the fate of the Alien franchise remained uncertain leading up to the Disney Fox deal, and although we had received a few tidbits of information over the past 5 months, suggested the future of Alien remained bright. Up until this moment, no official acknowledgement by the studio publicly has been confirmed. Those early reports until now at CinemaCon 2019, Disney announced they do have plans to continue the Alien franchise with new films. The coverage was relayed to Twitter by a few attendees. Disney confirmed Alien is one of the franchise they're actively continuing. Oh boy.
Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, this is the previously reported that according to the Deadline news story, Ridley Scott and his production company Scott Free were still involved and apparently actively working on other Aliens sequels. Whether or not the next Alien film by Disney will be a continuation of Alien Covenant or not remains to be seen. Either way, this is extremely exciting news. Really, stay tuned for more news on the future of Alien. If you're a fan of Alien Prometheus and would like to discuss Alien Covenant, its upcoming sequel, yeah, but I don't. Go ahead, finish what you were saying.
Like, due to the fact that Ridley Scott is still attached to Alien,
yeah, they're gonna twist his arm. Like if it's Disney, they can twist his arm to do what they want him to do on there.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah, this can turn out real ugly. This can turn out real ugly. Very ugly. Very ugly. Very, very ugly. I don't think I want to see this. I don't want what's the name to do this. So finally, we're going to get up to what are your thoughts? What are your closing thoughts on it?
I have no closing thoughts. Like I like I love Ridley Scott. I love his work and everything. Maybe the Alien movie would be okay. Maybe. But due to the fact that Disney having a hold of it, I'm not too solid on that. I'm really not. I'm sorry. Like Disney, anything that Disney touches turns to shit. So I'm feeling a certain type of way. Don't do it, Ridley. If you're ever gonna watch this, don't do it.
I mean, like it all like it's their property in a way. It's kind of like their property now. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
But Ridley Scott's really not obligated to do the movie.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I hope Disney learns from what's been going on. And we can possibly do a show tomorrow, and I want to talk about the conspiracy with these ticket sales with the Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, because like I saw like on eBay, like they were selling Avengers tickets for like 15 grand.
And that doesn't seem that like, and so Disney won't do nothing to stop this. That doesn't seem odd to you. That doesn't seem odd.
No,
you really think it's this scalper out there with tickets? Literally, what's the name?
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna say I don't know. Like, no, there isn't any scalper out there. Like you told me before, it's like Disney got to make their money one way or another.
Exactly. Not to mention, not saying that Avengers isn't gonna. No, the
tickets already sold for the Avengers.
But you do know what the problem. Like, see, honestly, a lot of people don't really know the conspiracy that went on. And the bogus shill sales that went on with that Captain Marvel
joint, yeah,
it didn't do as well as they thought, and you have to keep those investors happy. You must keep those investors happy, even if you got to come out of pocket. All right. Mm-hmm. So there was this. I mean, and it's not even a rumor. There was proof that there were empty seats at the Captain Marvel that were just nobody was sitting in them.
Wait a minute. So why
they were already purchased, but nobody was sitting in them? See, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, yo, it's like what?
No.
It's not even the scalpers. They said that the scalpers did not buy the tickets.
No. Hear me out. Hear me out. We're talking about the Captain Marvel film.
Yeah,
the Captain Marvel film. Disney lost a lot of money on Captain Marvel. Believe me when I tell you. All those projected sales are false. They're bullshit. What it was, especially after Brie Larson started opening her mouth, pretty much berating the fans of the series, the way the story was told, the whole SJW movement with the film's direction and everything like that, sales began to tank immediately. And we're talking about the following day, sales began to tank after release of this film of Captain Marvel. I mean, think about it. Do you hear anything else about it?
No.
How fabulous it was, how fantastic it was. People still
like I just heard from friends like how fantastic it was, but other than that,
you should have went and watched it yourself. You would have saw what I was talking about. And again, minus any influence as to my review on this, but those seats and the so-called Girl Scouts or the girls that were supposed to be given tickets to this film were all bought by Disney. so that the investors would, so that they would show the investors that, look, this movie's doing real good. To me, this event, and again, this is my theory. This Avengers Endgame right here is them getting their money back for that Captain Marvel shit right there.
Okay,
yeah. Scarcity breeds upon sales. That's the first law of business. Scarcity. So therefore, you come on, let's be honest. You really think Disney is going to let somebody make up to $15,500 and so on and so forth off a ticket? You really think Disney's going to allow somebody to do that?
No.
How come they're not saying anything about it? How come they're not stopping it?
No, because like I said, like they need to make their fucking money.
Exactly. And the scarcity tactic works every time.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, drug dealers would do that shit sometime when Coke would they would say like, yo, like say like on the news back in the day, say like on the news, it was a major bust down at the ports. The Coke was snapped up, the dope was nabbed up, whatever the case may be. Motherfuckers would still have shit on deck. But what would they do? They'd be like, yo, ain't that much out here, bro. We got to charge extra because ain't that much dope out here to connect. It's fucked up. This is that and the other. Scarcity breeds sales. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. It's simple business. I know exactly what the fuck this is. But we'll save that topic for another day. Over here, we're going to talk about a film that I had saw, and I had been anticipating it, and I was hoping that I wouldn't get disappointed. Let me see. I went and I saw. Let me see. Maybe you guys need to see my face for this.
Oh, are you finally showing your face?
Yeah, I was mad. I wasn't feeling good from that Chinese food I ate, man. That shit fucked me up, bro.
What's that got to do with your face, though?
Man, I was up here going through it, and you hear I was.
Our excuses.
I was going through it, man. I wasn't feeling right, bro. That Chinese food tore my ass up. No, seriously, it did, man. That Chinese food, that's not halal, bro. Not allowed. Something that wasn't right, bro. Something that was not right. So I went and saw Shazam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or some people know him as Captain Marvel. What did I think of it? I honestly, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Loved it from beginning till end. Loved it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to speak. I left that film feeling good. And it's not because I'm a Captain Marvel fan or a Shazam fan, for the simple fact that
they stuck to the script.
They stuck to, and again, I don't mind alterations. I don't mind alterations within a story when it's going from when it's transitioning from book to film. I don't expect an exact transition. You can never do that. I don't think I would want to see it. I'd like to see the director or like the licensing pulled for certain things to feel that things are exclusive to the book and things are exclusive to the film. So with that being said, and not to sound pretentious about this film, but it was absolutely amazing. One, the acting was phenomenal. The storyline was it didn't feel foreign. The comedy went along with Shazam's character. And if anybody knows anything about Shazam, Shazam's biggest flaw is his immaturity. That's one of his weaknesses. Other than that, he is God tier. I don't know where to begin with this film, but
the hand acts that he still live in a trailer.
No. But I'm going to tell you about that. It harkened back and like it paid homage to many of the stuff that we grew up watching. Believe me when I tell you, it paid homage to it, because there is a part in there. I'm trying not to divulge too much of this story. And again, Shazam was directed by David F. Sandberg and written by Henry Gayton. And the other stars were Zachary Levi, Michelle Bohr, Simon Honsu, my man. You know what I'm saying? It was an all-star cast. It was an all-star cast. Where do I begin with this film? if anybody knows me, I'm a big fan of Shazam. Always have been a big fan of Shazam. And I said this within the last show. Maybe it's a lightning bolt or something like that. Maybe call that the stereotypical black man that lights lightning bolts or whatever the case may be. Because most superheroes with you give me a superhero with a lightning bolt, I instantly fall in love with them. So as a kid, I grew up in the 70s watching Shazam. Shazam was more popular to me than Superman was. I loved Shazam. I loved like the whole Egyptian type lore or whatever the case may be he had going on with him, or like the Egyptian Roman. It was a culmination of different heroes that went along with Shazam, and that's why I love him. I even love the way his suit looked. How he had like this. It looked like a, how can I say, like a shawl or whatever the case may be as a cape. I loved everything about Shazam. All right. So in this film right here, this is a film that goes to show good storytelling. A good story of good versus evil works every time. It works every time. There were no social politics injected into it. It was a fun film. The jokes didn't fall flat. I didn't feel like anything was awkward in it and stuff, anything like that. Zachary Levi did an amazing job. An amazing job as Shazam. Did an amazing job. Everybody played their roles well. The story was written well. Honestly, this held to the New 52 book, the New 52 DC universe, where so it was a family of them. And there's going to be a part in there where like classic Shazam fans like myself, the Hand, maybe you, Mika, are going to be like, oh my God, wow. This was good for everyone. This was good for newcomers. This was good for old school Shazam fans like myself. This was good for the comic readers. This was a fun film. I would definitely go see this again. I suggest people check it out. The special effects were a little bit to be desired. Okay. I mean, but when I looked at given the budget that they were using, you didn't mind. I mean, the special effects were a bit dated, but the movie itself carried. I mean, like it was just wonderfully done. The humor was fantastic on here. It didn't feel like it was pushed in your face. It flowed. The kid here, what's his name? The one who played Freddie Freeman, Jack Dylan Grazer. He was phenomenal. He was absolutely phenomenal. The little girl right here, where is she at? Oh God, the little black girl right here. She was so adorable, absolutely adorable. She did a great job. And I don't want to tell you exactly who where is she at? Where is she at? The little black girl. Oh, here she is. Faith Herman, who was Darla Dudley. She was absolutely adorable.
She's so cute.
Yes, she was absolutely adorable. She was so cute. She wasn't no sassy old black girl or nothing like that, like snapping her fingers. She was very intelligent. She read her lines well. She was the heart of that film. And I think the reason why I found this film so touching, because that was at one point I kind of like shed a little tear, because it was essentially a story about an orphanage and a family. And like, it was a story about family. It was a story about an orphanage. It was a story about, you know, like Billy Batson looking for his parents, for his mother, and specific, you know, particularly. Whereas though in the comic book, his mother was dead, but they kept to the 52 storyline where they changed it up a bit. Whereas though Billy Batson initially in the comic book, he was in the New 52 universe, he lives at a group home. Whereas though the original Billy Batson, he was an orphan by himself who sold newspapers and everything like that, you know. But the kid who played Billy Batson was absolutely Asher Angel did a great job as Billy Batson. He was actually, how can I say? He was actually more mature as far as acting than Zachary Levi, but they bounced off of each other very, very well. And it harkened to me, I felt as though it paid homage to a lot of films. It paid homage to Big, because there was one point where you see Dr. Savannah, and they were like this toy area in like a FAO Schwartz, I think it was, or something like that. And they were on the piano. And I'm not going to kill it for you guys, but you got to go see this. It was a lot of heart. They mentioned a lot of different superheroes in there. They mentioned a lot of different superheroes in there. It was a lot of nods towards certain films in there. You saw certain villains in there, like Dr. Mind, which is the killer caterpillar. I mean, pretty much like this intellectual caterpillar that hates Shazam. You see him in there. Oh God, the film was fantastic. The film was fantastic. Now,
pens.
let me finish telling you. I gotta tell you how awesome this film is. As far as pins, I would give this 4 out of 5 pins for the simple fact the special effects were something to be desired. But as a film, I would go see this again. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It was heart touching. It was heartwarming. It was it was good. It was very good from beginning till end. The end, and even like when the film was going off, you're going to see some stuff like that that'll just have you like, oh,
okay.
But honestly, everyone played their role and held the film up very, very well. Cooper Andrews, which is in he's from The Walking Dead, did a wonderful job. I love the direction that they took Darla Dudley in, which is Faith Herman. She did an excellent job. Especially for a child actor. She did a fantastic job. I would say go see this again. Dr. Savannah, he was very convincing. And you can see where it leads to. They do make mention of Black Adam, and anybody who knows anything about Shazam, you can't have Shazam without Black Adam, because they mention him in there, and you'll see when they mention him, they put the 7 deadly sins in there. It's a bunch of good stuff in there. I don't want to divulge too much of the film, but it's a definite go see. It is one of the films I would definitely be putting in my collection. Did I feel like did I have a lot of discrepancies with changes that were made in it? No. Nope.
What about Zachary Levi?
Excuse me?
I'm a big Chuck fan.
Oh, the Hand is a big fan of Zachary Levi. So no,
yeah, Zachary Levi was amazing.
He did a great job at Shazam.
Levi was amazing in here. He handled.
Yeah, he said that he was amazing. Yeah.
If his comedy felt organic, it felt native to him. It didn't seem like he was stressing over his line. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he ad-libbed some stuff, or he
improvised.
Yeah, I think if he ad-libbed or improvised or did some improv when it came to that film, it was absolutely amazing. So again, this goes back to what I was saying. When you take what people are familiar with, whether old fans or newcomers, and put it up on screen, it's an instant hit. And here lately, the last 3 DC films that they pushed out have made money because they stuck to the core elements of that character without putting any type of social politics in it. Like Wonder Woman, I absolutely love.
I love Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was great because, and you know what? She is a strong female character, but they didn't push that narrative.
Yeah, they didn't push politics and stuff in the movie. That's what made it so great. Exactly. That's where Captain Marvel dropped the fucking ball.
Exactly. So anybody, I give that 4 out of. You know what? I'm gonna give it 5 nerd pins. I'm gonna give it 5 nerd pins. I'm just not gonna give it a pocket protector. 5 nerd pins because the special effects were something to be desired. Like, they were very dated. They looked like, I don't know if it was because I saw it in the IMAX version, but you saw like a lot of it looked like 90s type of special effects, especially the flying mechanics. Like, certain parts look very dated. But as a whole, the film was wonderful. The film was wonderful. It was very touching. And again, I think it got to me in certain aspects because I do aspire to be a foster parent one day. I want to be a foster parent one day. And even though it also showed too that you can live like me, I felt like I could relate to Billy Batson in certain aspects. Even though I wasn't an orphan, I wasn't born into or given, I was never a foster child or an orphan or anything like that. His story, it was a bit poignant in a sense that and again, I don't want to divulge too much of the story, but in the search of his mother, it's very touching. It's very touching.
Okay.
It's very touching. And again, I could relate to it in a lot of aspects because even though I was born into a family, I was born into a biological family and everything like that, you can still feel alienated or ostracized.
Yeah.
There. So, it was a very good film. It was a good storytelling. Anybody that feels as though, and again, this is my opinion, but feels as though Captain Marvel made more of a powerful statement than this Captain Marvel or a la Shazam, I feel as though their moral compass is a bit off, because this right here was telling a story of orphans and foster children, and it was done very well, and I loved it. And when you start putting things together as to why the family was there, it starts making sense. And the Hand, when he sees this, he'll see why. I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want you to look up spoilers. I want you to go and see this film. I want you and the Hand to go and see this film. I suggest everybody to go see this film. It was very, very good. The comedy was good. It was, and it's at the level you can take family there. Everybody will get it. Nobody will feel offended. It's a good film. Very good film. So I mean, like, yeah, Shazam was fantastic.
Hold on, Scott. Watching Shazam?
Yep.
I would definitely go see it. I would.
Don't show. Put that on pause. Yeah, so he found Shazam. We're gonna watch that.
All right, cool. When you get a chance, check it out. Next up, I'm going to give my review on Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary, you have to understand, I'm a big fan of Stephen King, always have been a big fan of Stephen King. I love his books more than his films, but I do enjoy his films as well. His films do not coincide with his books, but I feel as though this new direction, being that he has full rights to his books now, and it's, you know, that he's pushing. Well, he has rights to the film, to the production of his films, and he's pretty much veering more towards.
The Hand has a question.
What happened?
The Hand has a question.
What's that?
Is he in this movie?
It's who?
Is he in this movie?
Is Stephen King in the movie?
No.
What?
No.
He's in the movie.
No. He doesn't really do the cameo appearances like he used to anymore. But being a fan of his work, reading all of the majority of his books, I mean, like, you have to, like, my mother, my uncle, my grandmother, my aunts, they were big horror fans. So essentially, I was forced into this world of loving horror. I grew up loving horror. Yeah, I was scared of it at first, to where, like, after a while, I would fall asleep watching horror all night long. I love horror. So,
in Kuntz and King.
Yeah, right. I developed Stockholm syndrome for horror. So, you know what I'm saying? So after a while, so I mean, I went and saw Pet Sematary with not very big expectations, all right? But I must say, I actually enjoyed this one better than the original one. Well, the original film, not the book, but the original film that came out back in 1988, 1989. Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people will not like this because of the simple fact that this is Stephen King's writing. Yeah, there are some things there are a couple of things change within this storytelling, but it is much better than part one. And we won't talk about Pet Sematary 2. Pet Sematary 2 was it was a fucking wreck. It was the biggest debacle I'd ever came. Like, I didn't like Pet Sematary 2 at all. Now, Pet Sematary 2 is directed by Kevin Kolsch and Dennis Widmeyer, writer Stephen King and Matt Greenberg. So, with that, a lot of the stuff is pretty much keeping with the Stephen King universe. All right. Whereas though with the new It series, you have to understand this is not the It you grew up with. A lot of things are going, well, honestly, the book of It is very dark and very fucked up. And if you know anything about Stephen King, which is the reason why I think a lot of people were upset with this Pet Sematary, is that he does not mind showing adults, elderly, and kids getting killed. That is no problem for him. He's been doing it since the 80s. If you remember Maximum Overdrive, he literally had that murderous truck running like it was nothing.
Rip that guy in half in the trucks?
Yeah, but Stephen King does not mind showing kids getting killed or including them into his horror. In fact, he always includes kids into his horrors. It's not until now that he's literally being given full creativity over his work. He's showing it. With this Pet Sematary, some people, when I was in the movie theater, they were very upset. All right. So with that, I'm going to tell you how I felt of the film.
Okay.
How I felt of the film. My honest opinion of it, I absolutely loved it. I loved it because of the simple fact that It's not your typical, it's not the Stephen King that people are used to. It's not the type of horror that this new generation and this new society is used to. If anybody knows anything about Stephen King's work, he is a very morbid and dark storyteller. Children will get killed in his stuff. He has no problem with that. And the ending to this film had people mad and upset, very upset. And not because it was a shitty ending. It wasn't the ending they were expecting.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. I loved it. Other people didn't. Some people was like, oh my God, that's so fucked up.
See the first one.
Yeah. I felt as though this film had, I mean, it also goes to show that Stephen King can tell you a story without little or no special effects and it still send chills down your fucking spine.
For the drag for the first hour.
Yes. It was the story was well paced. Special effects, there really were none. When you think about it, there really were none. The special effects were nil to none, but I think the storytelling, the pacing of the film was wonderful. The complexities within each character in the film of what was going on was deep. There was shit going on with each one of them. Even John Lithgow's character had some, how can I say? He had some, it just felt as though, even though I wish they would have divulged more into his character, he was compelling. Jason Clarke, he was everyone did their role well in this film. Everyone carried themselves well.
John Lithgow wasn't going to disappoint. He's a great actor.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it was just a well done film. The young actor, I think her name is what is this? Is this her name? No, that's not her. The young actor, I forgot the young girl's actor. Oh God, where's she at? Her, Jet Lawrence, absolutely fantastic. I don't know where they're finding these child actors from, but they're very, very good. Her acting in here, she went from being to where you thought she was just like run-of-the-mill child reading her lines actor to where like you actually thought an adult, this was a midget adult doing the acting. That's how good she was.
Okay.
Amy, what's her name? Amy Sematary, who played the mother. Her storyline was messed up. Whereas though you come to find out that there were so many things going on within each one of them that they were destined to get caught up. And anybody who knows the premise of Pet Sematary, you know, essentially, and this is not me giving away anything, some shit is just, which is what I like about Stephen King's storytelling. Some things are not to be messed with. Some things are not meant for human consumption, and certain things need to stay dead. And some things you just can't fight. You need to run away from or leave it the fuck alone. And that's why I like Stephen King's shit. And yeah, you know, it's a lot of supernatural elements that come into play with this. It was a great film. Great film. Is everyone going to like it? No. Everyone's not going to like it. But it was good. I feel as though it was good. Was it as gory as the first one? No. But it was visceral. And it was visceral and brutal. It was in your face. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was the father, Lois, right here. He essentially made decisions that set off a shitstorm. You know? But it was a good film. It was a very good film.
So how many pins would you give it?
I would give it 5 nerd pins because I was simple. Yeah. Because of the simple fact I like Stephen King's work, and not just because I'm biased to Stephen King, because it was a good story. It told a good story, and it didn't have the ending everybody wanted it to have. That's why people were mad. It did not have the ending that people wanted it to have. It had a few jump scares here and there, but the story kept you enthralled. And one thing I'm going to tell you is that Stephen King does, which is what I do, which is what I love about all of his films, is that he keeps the continuity going, or he pretty much shows you that you're dealing in the same universe. And if you're going to see this film, you will see a couple of Easter eggs in there especially along the side of the road, you'll see a sign. I'm not going to tell you, but you'll see a sign that harkens to the It universe, Sleepwalkers, a couple other ones too.
Oh, I love Sleepwalkers.
Not only that, you're going to see Easter egg dealing with the deadlights in there. You're going to see an Easter egg, which I felt this was a nod or pretty much like an accolade to what was that? The Evil Dead. You're going to see a nod. You're going to see a couple of nods to It in there. Like the It universe does tie into Pet Sematary.
There is a book of Stephen King's that I love to death. I don't really, it doesn't tie into like the whole like It franchise and stuff like that.
Believe me when I tell you, all of his books tie into his universe. He makes it cool, like he makes it conducive or like a unified universe. Like there's a continuity that he keeps going, whereas though you come to find out, oh my God, maybe this is just fucked. This is just fucked. Just as well as I pretty much tell people that the Cloverfield universe is complex, but it's large. Remember that time I wrote that big theory of what Cloverfield universe is? A lot of things can tie into the Cloverfield universe. I even feel as though the Cloverfield universe could interject with the Stephen King universe, and we'll do a chat on that some other time. But Pet Sematary is a must go.
What was the book that I read that I enjoyed so much? They made a TV movie out of it, but I really wasn't feeling it. What's the name of the book? Desperation.
Oh, what was the name of it?
Desperation.
Desperation?
I
don't think I read that one.
Yeah, that's one of Stephen King's books. And I love that book so much.
Yeah, but would I say go see Pet Sematary? Is it going to appeal to everyone? No. No. Especially if you're very sensitive. If you're very sensitive to certain things happening and so on and so forth, don't go see it. But if you're a horror fan and if you watched a lot of foreign horror, this should be nothing to you. If you read Stephen King's books, you would actually get up and clap because it's Stephen King, man. It's Stephen King. It is Stephen King at his finest. I love the direction that they're taking a lot of these that Stephen King has taken a lot of these books. You know, I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed at all.
Cool. So I guess I'll give that a look-see too. Pet Sematary. I want to know about Us though.
Okay, Us. You want me to spoil it or you gonna go see it?
I don't know.
No. Then I won't spoil it for you because if I spoil it for you, you won't want to watch it. It's not a bad film. It's not a bad film. Let me bring that up.
But it sounds like it wasn't good either.
No. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. And how can I say? I like the fact that Jordan, what's his name? Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele, yeah.
Yeah, Jordan Peele is making films because Get Out to me was absolutely phenomenal. I loved Get Out. And I didn't like it for the fact that the majority of black people was like, oh, you don't mess with them white women. To me, that was very good writing. Good classic thriller, horror thriller writing. Anything that can make me feel that can give me a creep factor to it or a suspense factor or makes me feel a little tense. I like that. And I believe Get Out was done very well. I like the whole, how can I say, with Get Out, I like the fact that there was I would say like a conducive storyline that kept me enthralled the whole time. I never looked at it as though like, don't mess with them white women, nothing like that. That is not going to keep me from messing with white women. I love all women. You know what I'm saying? But that was a good film. It was a very good film.
Right.
Okay, now Us. Us is good, but I felt as though he tried a little bit too hard.
Okay.
In terms of or maybe it's because I saw where it was going. It could have been, I felt as though it could be one or two things, and it turned out to be one of those two things. Do I like the way that he took the revert? I love his writing. Yes, I do. I do like his writing, but I don't want him to get into the habit of just doing lazy, predictable. How can I say? predictable.
What?
Yeah, I saw where this was going instantly. Actually, because I was
predictable.
Excuse me?
The movie was predictable, in better words.
Maybe, but you know what? I guess because I'm a comic book reader or a reader, so on and so forth, I saw where it was going. The reason why you don't hear many people talking about us being like, yo, you should go, because it was mediocre as far as like coming from what was that? Get Out.
Yeah.
Get Out to me was a good psychological horror thriller. I enjoyed it. Whereas this one, it was good, but then it just
Did you feel like it was something left to be desired with that too?
Yeah, I wouldn't go see it again. Get Out, I would go see again. But before it came out, before I started doing movie reviews and everything, I would have definitely went and saw that again because I enjoyed it. I liked the whole story. I love the way he throws in sci-fi elements along with a few spiritual elements into his films.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, it was just something that was, it felt, how can I put my finger on it? It felt a little bit forced. It felt a little bit like he was, like I said before, it just felt a little bit like he was trying too hard. He was trying a little bit too hard to get that scare factor. Now the acting in it was phenomenal. The acting, what's her name? Lupita Nyong'o. She did a great job. Winston Duke could have been a little bit better, I felt as though like some of his stuff, I don't know. He's never really been a convincing actor to me. You know what I mean? And I mean, as far as the children and everything like that, they did a great job. But honestly, Lupita Nyong'o, she did a great job. She did a great job in this film. Do I feel as though she should get like an Academy Award or something for it? Absolutely. No. I do, because she carried this film.
Okay.
She carried this film. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, honestly, even though the children were involved, you were more maybe I was more enthralled with her character than it was with the father and the children. I don't know why, but her character was it was very coarse. Her acting felt genuine. She literally looked like she was terrified. And like with Winston Duke, he was like, "You're not gonna." I was like, oh, okay. It just didn't. She was the most convincing actor, along with the children. But I mean, like, the children really couldn't get it wrong, because in certain aspects, you don't expect children to know or like portray themselves or like give off a good performance other than what they can do or what they're instructed to do. But they did great jobs. Here lately, these child actors have been very good, because the film Pet Sematary, great child actor. The one that I saw before with the other kid in it, the prophet, was it? Gosh, it was the kid that was in It. He was a very good acting. He was a very good actor in the last film that I saw him in. Would I say go see it? I would say wait till it comes out on DVD or like, where you can stream it. You still there, Mika?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just listening. I'm just listening. I'm just thinking the nerd pins that you're about to get. I'm thinking 3 out of 5 pins.
I would give it honestly. I appreciate. I think it's the fact that I love the fact that Jordan Peele went from being a comedian to a wonderful horror writer.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there is going to, I'm trying to keep that out of the fray of this film. I'm not saying that this film is bad, but it becomes predictable, and I think he should have chose a few better actors than just because all right, the two that should have carried this film, the father, I didn't feel as though his acting was that convincing. Whereas though the mother,
a better person to be the father.
Yeah. Winston Duke didn't. I really don't feel as though Winston Duke did a great job as far as like acting in this film.
Who do you think they should have got instead?
I don't know. Anybody? I just felt as though, I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't him. It felt, when you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about. He just didn't seem genuine. It didn't seem genuine to his character. His performance felt like it was forced. The film started forced after a while.
Okay. So how many pins? Because I'm visioning 3.
I give it 4. I give it 4 nerd pins because honestly, Jordan Peele's writing is phenomenal. He does a great job. He does a great job.
Okay.
And I love the way he's not putting that ghetto twist into these films. Whereas, though, think about it. You know those independent black films or those independent black horrors, they would be hood as fuck. And you go to watch, you're like, come on, man, you can do better than that. This doesn't feel like that.
Okay.
What I'd like is that he doesn't enforce the stereotype within black actors. And I like
there's a black horror film. I mean, like, you had plenty of black horror films before, but they were kind of stereotypical.
Exactly.
This doesn't sound like the stereotypical.
It's not. Film. It's not. I just felt as though it shouldn't have been so forced. The ending is going to throw you for a loop. Me, myself, I saw it coming. I saw it coming because I'm one of those people who read books like this. So I saw this coming. So I mean, like, would I say run out and watch it? No, wait till it comes on, like, you know, streaming services or DVD where you can buy. What I do say support the film, but I wouldn't say it's one of those films you got to run out and watch. Now, Get Out, yeah, I was telling people to go see that. That shit was good. I just didn't like the outlook that black people was having with, like, and that's not the message he was getting out there. That's not the message he was conveying. So I mean, like, yeah, those films were great.
All right.
Sematary, if you're a fan of Stephen King's work, his book work, and understand how he operates, go see it. If not, wait till it comes to home. All right. Shazam, everybody needs to go see that. I think it's a wonderful family film. I actually left that.
I'm going to watch that after the show.
I left that feeling good. I left that film feeling very, very good.
Okay, cool.
It gave, it was a lot of nods at different superheroes as well, too. Us, good film, but I will say wait till it comes on DVD or stream it, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad, but there was just something missing to this film. There was something missing to it. Then after a while, it felt forced and it felt cliche within certain jump scares, certain horror scenes. You're just like, okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do like Jordan Peele's writing. This next one, I expect him to be a little bit more creative. You have to understand, he set the bar for me with Get Out. I enjoyed Get Out. He set the bar for me. So therefore, this one is a bit of a regress for me. So I mean, I'll take the L for right now. You know what I'm saying? But I expect his next work to be fitting or up to standard that I'm accustomed to from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll check it out. And I'll give you my opinion of it once I see it.
Yeah. So next up, we're going to talk about Cowboy Bebop on Netflix. Mustafa Shakur among 4 casts in Netflix live action series. I don't know if you've ever watched Cowboy Bebop. Me, myself, I am a fan of Cowboy Bebop due to the fact of the music. That music was absolutely phenomenal in Cowboy Bebop. It went from funk jazz to like instrumental techno house. Exactly. The stuff I actually could listen to the score of Cowboy Bebop over and over again.
Do they have the score available?
Yeah, they have the score available. I used to before me and my ex broke up years ago. I used to because I think she crushed. I don't know what the fuck she did. I had the on the disc set of Cowboy Bebop, and it came with the score and like the theme music and all that shit.
Oh wow!
Yeah. But you could probably find it online now. It's easy to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Over here at Variety.com, it says Mustafa Shakur among 4 casts in Netflix live action series. It says the Cowboy Bebop live action series at Netflix has found the lion's share of its main cast variety. It's learned, John Cho, Mustafa Shakur, Daniela Pineda, and Alex Hassel have all been cast in lead roles in this series, which is based off the anime series of the same name. Cho will star as Spike Spiegel, described as an impossibly cool bounty hunter with a deadly smile, a wry wit, and style to spare. He traveled the solar system with his ex-cop partner Jet, pursuing the future most dangerous bounties with a combination of charm, charisma, and deadly jeet kune do. Cho is known for his roles in the rebooted Star Trek film franchise, as well as the Harold and Kumar films. He will also appear in an upcoming episode of the Twilight Zone reboot at CBS All Access. He is rep by UTA, 3 Arts Entertainment, and Maurice Yorn. Shakur will play as Jet Black, one of the few honest cops in the solar system, before an ultimate betrayal robbed him of all that he loved, forcing him into a vagabond life of hunting bounties to put food on the table. Jet is an invertebrate jazz enthusiast and captain of the Bebop. Yeah, so we're gonna, you know what? I don't know about Shakur playing Jet, but at the same token,
I don't know about Cho playing Spike.
Yeah, I don't know.
He doesn't have that.
Even though Cowboy Bebop is Japanese anime, we've always looked at Spike as a skinny white guy.
Yep.
I mean, am I wrong?
No.
I've always looked at
his last name is Spiegel, #1.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't no Japanese person.
Yeah.
He wasn't Asian. He really wasn't. He was just some white dude.
Now, actually, the woman in the series, I pictures her to be like part Asian or something like that.
Yeah, you know but I don't think that this girl here fits the role either.
Yeah. Yeah, I you know, and I didn't want to say anything, but then again, it is anime. But there are a lot of, honestly, anime never looks like Asians. Not the majority of anime doesn't look like what Asians look like. You know what I mean?
No.
Racist or whatever, but I mean, like, they don't have blonde hair, they don't have big eyes or anything like that. But they're anime, and they always draw their women like very voluptuous. Their women aren't voluptuous like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? But I've always put
like, they gotta find a woman who is like that. Like who's to say that Daniela Pineda is like that?
Right.
I don't think she's like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Oh wow, it's scanned to this handsome man right here again. So hot.
Clear your cookies, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like, you know, I mean, what are your thoughts on it, Mika?
I'm really looking forward to the movie or the series, whatever they're planning to do with it. But I'm really looking forward to Cowboy Bebop. But as far as the actors go, they need to rethink that over.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, bro. So, I don't know. So over here in comic book news, they're doing the Wolverine, and this right here, hopefully Marvel is learning this lesson, because you know they're at the brink of shutting down Marvel Comics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
And they need to divulge. They need to like go back to their core elements or their roots of doing very adult themed books and taking all of this fucking honestly, they need to get rid of at least 70% of the writers that they have over there at Marvel and put like some of these old motherfuckers back in that told these gritty, dark stories and shit like that. So over here at we got this covered.com. Oh boy, it's doing this again. How do I bring this? Okay. Wolverine, Venom, and the Punisher unite in Marvel Savage Avengers. I can't wait to read that. If you thought having somebody like Blade joining the Avengers was pretty amazing, then you're definitely going to want to pay attention to today's news. In a creative move so bold that you'd have thought it originated during Mark Miller's run on Ultimate Comic Avengers, the House of Ideas has decided to roll out a super group lineup so wild and eclectic that it may take you a while to believe it's really happening. But I guess that very surprise is what Savage Avengers writer Jerry Duggan is counting on, saying that you need only just give us one issue, and we will convert you. You will convert to Crom. Like I said, the lineup alone may sell this series. If you're curious, know that it consists of, look at that cover. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that look nice.
If you're curious, know that it consists of Wolverine, Punisher, Venom, Conan the Barbarian, Electro, and Brother Voodoo. Those are all hard-hitting motherfuckers right there. Actually, you can see the squad united for the first time via David Finch's cover art below. Interiors will be provided by Mike Deodato. My goodness, look at that cover.
That looks nice.
The Deadliest Foes, Savage Avengers, issue 1. I will be reading this and giving you guys a review on this.
Shit, I want to read that too. Shit.
Yeah, right.
So
Oh
interesting.
my goodness. As you may have guessed, this adventure will take us to the Savage Land, providing more details than the Entertainment Weekly was Duggan himself, who also spoke about Conan's involvement. This is an unsanctioned team of heroes. There has to be something that visually makes sense to you, and I think it does. Artist Mike Deodato Jr. is illustrating this book in both worlds. We envisioned a threat, a magical green zone, where the evil wizards of Conan's world are trading spells with the hand of Japan. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Conan is on a very Conan-like mission. He's heard a tale of an amulet, so he's chasing it. And the evil magic sorcerers are doing something that will be a Marvel Avengers problem. It feels like we have found some very... Oh, come on, don't start this shit.
Wah, wah, wah.
They don't want that awesome. They don't want me to read that awesomeness. Where that fucking shit go, man?
Yeah, you was right there.
Okay, it feels like we have found something very fertile. We have found some very fertile ground that is a vein that is a Venn diagram between those two worlds. Wow. I'm going to read this book and I will give you guys my opinion on it, let you know how I feel about it, so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, even though we're going to see it, Mika. I'm not really excited for Marvel Endgame. I just wanted to be over with now. That last shit left a sour taste in my mouth.
Okay, that's fine. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to see that anyway. So at least I got Hellboy, so I'm happy about that.
Hellboy looks amazing. Another one that I was pretty much excited when I was in the movie theater that I absolutely love and I'm excited for is that new Godzilla. Godzilla sent chills down my spine.
If I ever get some passes for Godzilla, I will definitely let you know.
Please let me know. I can't wait for Godzilla.
I definitely will.
Now, you know what? The action figure news, I'm pretty much probably going to save for my next show. For
Kenny come back because y'all can have
him come back because I forgot that he wasn't going to be on today.
Conversation over some tea.
Yeah, me and him will probably do a show this week because I know he has his show as well. But did I read the article on Woody Harrelson being confirmed for Venom 2?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I'll read that story real quick. And right here, over at what is this? Woody Harrelson overhead WeGotThisCovered.com. Woody Harrelson's Carnage confirmed as Venom as villain for Venom 2. When I get out of here, and I will, there's going to be carnage. So says Cletus Cassidy in the post-credit scene of last year's Venom. And with Venom 2 now officially in the works, we also have confirmation that Woody Harrelson's character is going to stay true to his word. A new piece from Variety reports that natural-born killer star will indeed be suiting up as Carnage in the upcoming sequel. That's the most famous adversary of Eddie Brock, not named Spider-Man. Many fans have been waiting for this development ever since the first movie was announced. Producer Matt Tolmach even felt the need to clarify a few months ago why Carnage wasn't a part of the saga right from the start, explaining that they wanted the first Venom to focus on origin of its titular anti-hero, and that setting up the backstories of both Cletus and Eddie may have proved a bit much for one movie. In any case, the symbiote is set to arrive in the next installment, which will be penned once more by Kelly Marcel. Obviously, excuse me, that Chinese is tearing my ass up. Obviously, how much more you're looking forward to Venom 2 will depend heavily on what you thought of Eddie Brock's critically panned but surprisingly profitable solo debut. If you weren't too keen on the first film's PG-13 rating, then you probably won't be feeling overly optimistic about this next outgoing. Despite Cletus' backstory as a serial killer, producer Avi Arad argued last year that the sequel needn't get too gory to capture the psychological essence of Carnage, saying, when you hear Carnage, the only thing you think of is R. But if you know a story, if you really know the comic, there's no R here. He's a tortured soul. It's not about what he does because he never have to show the knife going from here to there, and the blood is pouring. What you have to show is what is the motivation, what he's born like. Was he born like that, or is he someone we should feel for? Because if you succeed in making a villain someone you can feel for, jackpot. I don't know about all that. I mean, like, yeah, in a comic book, you would see him kill, but it wasn't, they would always pan to like a dark area or something like that. Or like, you know, it was I don't know. But they have to start including Spider-Man into some of these films. Disney got to get it. They got to come to some type
Get it together, Disney.
There's no way you can tell a Venom story without Spider-Man, even though I did enjoy this Venom film. I thought it was absolutely amazing. The first Venom film, I loved it. Without the inclusion of Spider-Man, I loved it. I thought it was great. Okay. But they're gonna have to put Venom. They're gonna have to put Venom in this shit sooner. I mean, Spider-Man into this shit sooner or later. It just doesn't work.
How old is Woody Harrelson? He's like in his 50s.
Yeah, another thing too. I think they should have. You know the kid that was in do you ever watch Gotham?
Yeah.
You know the kid that was in Gotham, the one who played who everybody thought was going to be the Joker?
No.
Yeah, like he's a redhead kid. He plays the Joker.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Sure, I haven't watched much of Gotham lately, so
yeah, but Gotham is actually talking about. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm hoping that they that this film works out. Doesn't need a rated R and doesn't need a rated R what's the name? Rating? No, not really. I don't think so. I mean from the comic.
The really last violent superhero movie.
Deadpool.
Deadpool
was very violent. I enjoyed it. Now I want to show the Joaquin Phoenix trailer, but more than likely they're not going to like let me do it. But I don't know. What do you think, Mika?
I'm looking forward to it. Actually,
Me too. I'm a very big Joaquin Phoenix fan. I mean,
we never get to see the origins of Joker.
Right.
You know, there's always focus on Batman versus Joker. So to look into his origin is really interesting to me. So I am very looking forward to seeing the Joker movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I think Joaquin Phoenix encompasses the Joker. Honestly,
yeah, he's fucking weird anyway.
Yeah, so exactly. He's a wreck any fucking way. And may he rest in peace. I think Heath Ledger was a phenomenal Joker.
Yeah, he was.
Phenomenal Joker, hands down. Each one, in terms of Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger, I love each one for their time that they appeared as Joker. But giving my preference, I would say I go with Heath Ledger being Joker. I loved him as Dark Knight Joker. A lot of people didn't like Heath Ledger as Joker because it was like, oh, he was too violent. His jokes wasn't.
Wasn't the Joker violent to begin with?
Exactly. He's not supposed to be funny. The only one that finds his jokes funny is the Joker. The Joker only finds his jokes funny.
Yeah.
I found Heath Ledger absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And this Joker film, I want to play the trailer, but you guys can find the trailer everywhere. I mean, look on YouTube, look on IMDb. You can find this trailer everywhere of the Joker, and it's called Joker 2019. Release date is October 4th, 2019, and it says a failed stand-up comedian is driven insane and becomes a psychotic murderer.
Yeah.
And directed by Todd Phillips, is written by Todd Phillips and Scott Silver. Stars Joaquin Phoenix, Zazie Beetz. Oh man, she's Robert De Niro. Oh my God. Let me see what's going on here.
Brian Tyree Henry. Wow. Got some niggas in here, yo.
Yeah, they got some good actors in here. So yeah, we got to check this out. Being a big DC fan and a Joker fan as myself, I am looking forward to this. I hope it does well. And if they keep going, if DC keeps going like they're going to take Marvel's spot. I don't know who has went and talked to DC since Wonder Woman, but they have been putting out hit after hit, and they found a formula that works, and it's simple. Put what people know up on the screen. Plain and simple. People love familiarity.
I think DC has found their redemption with Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like, if Joker goes well, yeah.
That's it. Yeah. I like the way that they're no longer looking at Batman as their golden child anymore. Honestly, a lot of, there's a 50-50 ratio when it comes to the Man of Steel. I love Man of Steel. I thought it was great.
I love Man of Steel too.
Me too. I think it was wonderful. I love the action scenes, the special effects, the storytelling was absolutely great. I even love the way they told the story of his father on Krypton and everything.
Yeah. I like that too.
So, I mean, I would say I'm looking forward to the Joker. Looking forward to that. I think that's it for today's news. I think I went through everything.
Yeah, you went through everything.
Yeah, I think I went through everything, baby. I usually miss some shit or forgot some shit. I look back and I'm like, damn, I didn't even want. Oh. We got one more story for the night. We got two more stories for the night. And this right here is a comic relief right here. And we have an article where your boy popped up to save it. And it says over here at the KegelIHeart.com, it says guy shows up in full Batman to help police an armed standoff. I think maybe it's time for this guy to pump the brakes on his cosplaying. The police in West Kelowna, Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, were in a standoff on Saturday. They were outside a house with their guns drawn after they got reports of a domestic incident and someone with a gun inside. And as they were setting up, Batman walked up and offered to help. Seriously, a guy dressed up in a full-on Batman costume drove up in a truck with the Batman logo on it, hopped out, and walked up to the cops and offered to help. A neighbor who had been filming got the entire thing on video. The cops told Batman to get the hell out of there and issued a statement reminding people not to do what the guy did. Fortunately, the standoff ended peacefully when the cops went inside and found that the person didn't have the gun after all. Score one for Batman. All right, Batman.
Listen to me good. You know that Batman was a fake when it shows up in a fucking truck rather than the fucking
This nigga showed up in an Equinox. Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater.
What Batman was gonna fucking do?
Oh man. And over here, you know, I don't know what to say on that shit, man. I would have bust out laughing. You gotta love Canada. You gotta love Canada. Now, over at .com, which is our last story for the night. Official Naruto ramen restaurant is now open. Naruto's favorite noodle joint is Ramen Ichirachu. There is now a licensed one in Shanghai filled with Naruto stuff and serving up ramen. It's the first official Naruto ramen restaurant in the world. The in-manga and in-anime counterpart is based on a real place called Ichiraku Ramen in Fukuoka, where it said Naruto creator Masashi Kishimoto frequented in college below. Oh, wow, that's cute. Yeah, but that's how those ramen stands are, though. You could also eat Naruto ramen at J-World Tokyo when it was open, however. This Ichiku ramen is different. It's a full-on restaurant serving ramen filled with Naruto stuff. That's cute. That is awesome. That is awesome.
That is cute.
Yeah, I would love to visit there. I love good ramen. You ever had good ramen before, Mika? You're in New York. You should have had good ramen.
I mean, like I go to like Japanese buffet spots, but I never had like good ramen, and I would definitely love to try that.
Hold on. Stop. I'm doing the show, bro. What the fuck?
I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Shit. The hell?
Yeah, but
dude, why people blowing up your motherfucking phone during the show, yo?
They do that on purpose. They do that shit on purpose. There's no way I can mute the Facebook note. What's the name? You know, the Facebook. What do you call that?
Messenger.
Ringtone. Yeah, ringtone. There's no way I can do that. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I think we did a pretty good show tonight. What you think, Mika?
Yeah, we did all right.
Yeah. You better tell the hand to stop watching porn while we fucking trying to do a show. You know, he like that big girl. He like that big girl porn that be taking up all the bandwidth.
He said, stop watching big girl porn. You're taking up the bandwidth from the show.
He was like, when I get my soul back, I'll stop watching it.
Yes.
Man, listen. I got no time for porn.
You don't got no time for porn. We always got time for porn. How dare you say you don't have time?
Yeah, like he's not downloading porn. He's downloading music.
Nah, you gotta download some porn. Trust me, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. You won't even look at people the same anymore. Every time you look at somebody, you'll look and be like,
You don't have any porn that I want to watch. The girls don't look right.
What do you mean they don't look right?
I don't like them thin chicks. I like them big chicks.
You like big girls?
Like real women.
Healthy,
real women.
Sorry, that doesn't exist.
In the street, that's it.
It's in the streets. That's it.
These got these pencil thin chicks with no butts, or these gigantic chicks with big butts. They don't have nothing.
It's the video vixen.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know what? Maybe I might leave that for another. I'm gonna tell you. Fuck. Them pencil thin chicks. Listen to me when I tell you.
It's like masturbating with a human.
Nah, man. Them motherfuckers. They could take you. I believe they have vaginas all the way up to their fucking throat. No bullshit. It's just
they gonna be banging on you when they hurt.
He hasn't got with a healthy bitch. That's all. That's why he's saying
man. What are you talking about?
You haven't got real healthy bitch.
Me and Captain Muslix have we've been with big chicks before. Ain't nothing. We picked them big girls up too. Captain Muslix has no filter. He don't.
Captain Muslix is made out of fucking cotton.
No,
he does not count.
Have you seen the penis on this guy? Look.
I don't care about his smegma penis.
You see, you don't know, man. Captain Muslix got it on lock, bro. But yeah. I don't know. My birthday just passed, April 4th. My birthday just passed. I had a wonderful birthday. I ain't do shit. I just chilled out, hung out with my mother. I went and told my mother that I was trying to take my mother to see Dumbo. She had me get the tickets and everything. Then after I washed and fed it, she like, I don't feel like going now. She was like, just play some cards. I said, nigga.
Oh, we gotta invite you to our upcoming spades game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love spades. You better be a good partner, Mika, because you know what? If I find out you garbage, I'm switching up and going to the hand. I'm telling you. I think I got a feeling the hand is a good spades partner for some reason.
You doubt me?
I love it, Mika.
Keep doubting me. I love it. I love it.
You one of them New Yorkers.
Estimation is the best.
My brother, you don't want to fuck with me against anybody.
No, let him keep doubting me. No, it's okay. Let him do that. Let him do that. No, he don't need to bring no fucking partner. He think he good like that. So let's do this.
Nah, I'm gonna take one of y'all as a partner. One of y'all gonna be my partner.
Who?
He said one of us is gonna be his partner.
Okay, we'll bring the belligerent one.
No, from upstairs.
Darren.
Oh God.
Yeah, Nick can't get nowhere.
Can't put him in a. All right. So it was a great show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you for stopping through, ladies and gentlemen. We had a wonderful time today. I might be doing a show later on this week. It has to go upon however I'm able to do this schedule or whatever the case may be. I have a lot of stuff going on, but I do love bringing you guys this content. I love being on, like being on here, talking to you guys, interacting, so on and so forth. I'll be looking for the next movie review we'll be doing is possibly what's that, Hellboy, a couple other things I'll be doing.
You ain't going to see no fucking Hellboy, yo.
I am. I love Hellboy. Okay. Mike Nola's doing this one.
Okay, so
I will see you guys possibly next week. Kenny's been out. Wish him good luck. He's sick right now. I'm gonna try to get him to do a show with me.
For him.
Biggest show. So I love you guys.
We should do an RIP video for him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. We should do a death day for him. You're dead. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful night. I enjoyed being here. Sorry that the Chinese food had me a little bit down. It's too much MSG. I can't handle it at my old age. And I love you guys. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Mika, take us home.
Have a great week.
Good night.
Love to all.
Good night. Good night. Good night. I gotta go move my bowels.